beautiful people. We are back. We are back. Sorry for the late arrival. As you will know, probably, we just done it under the lens with Geordie Dread. My guy Specs. Great show. Make sure you guys go and check that out. Really enjoyed it. So, yeah, playback gang, you know what to do. But here we are, people. We are back. The intervention. One person in the building. Let me know who you are so I can big you up. 3 people in the building. Big yourself up. And it's your show, guys. It is your show, guys. Mr. Robbo. Like and subscribe, people. Make sure you like and subscribe to Mr. Robbo as well. Go and show him some love. Appreciate your support in the show we just did. Yeah, I had to quickly go to the toilet and change my top, but we are here, people. How we doing today? Like I said, it's the intervention, people, man. It is you guys' show, so whatever you want to talk about, put it in the chat, or let me put the link out actually, and then anyone can come on or just have their say in the chat. You know how we do it. I am sorry for the late arrival, like I said, and for the late time of the show because sorry, fucking sweating. Yeah, obviously we was having a good show with Geordie Specs, and obviously I don't like to rush it, and he weren't even feeling too well as well, so always appreciate his time. Yeah, that's my bro, so make sure you show him some love. Big up Why Not, saying big up Viewz. Big yourself up, my bro. Big yourself up, man. So what have you guys got for me today, man? It's the intervention, bro. Says you guys show. What should we talk about? I'll have a little look around Sky. Obviously, I did a quick little look when I was with Geordie Dread, but it was only for the Arsenal Newcastle news. So we just covered that. But yeah, man, the floor is yours, people. The floor is yours. Big up Why Not? He said, what's the game later? It's Chelsea against Man United. Let's just get it up. Let's just get it up for you guys. Gavin L, afternoon. Welcome in, my bro. Big yourself up, man. Hope you're doing good today. Hope everyone's well. Why not, Mr. Robbo? Big yourselves up, man. And appreciate your support in the earlier show. Thought it went very well. Yeah, and that's all down to you guys. So big yourselves up, man. Big yourselves up. Yeah, let me just get the old Sky Sports spews up. It's not news with Viewz, of course, but until obviously someone gives me something to chat about, we'll see what we can do. We've got the bald fraud, Pep. I'm only joking. He's not a fraud, not at all. Credit in the bank. Gavin's bigging up Why Not. Love to see it. Community settings. Man City late. Is Pep waiting for all clear to start? Much better Rodri. Wow. That's what I'm saying, man. People forget that Rodri's coming back into the team, man. He'll be there for next season. People think City is not going to be there next season, but personally, I think they will be. I don't know if they're going to go mad in the summer in terms of how much they spend, but they already spent close to 200 million. I thought it was 250, but apparently it was like 200 million or something like that. They've already done it in January. And I was watching Dan Potts, big him up, and Marty, the guy that goes on AFTV, he's kind of downplaying it a little bit. Oh, Man City, you know, they've been awful, and because they were talking about January spending, talking about January transfers, us maybe getting some help in to help this team out. And Martin seems to feel like, oh, that hasn't really worked for no one. But if you look at Aston Villa and if you look at Man City and look at their upturn since January, and that's basically what the guys were trying to say. It's not about, look at where they are. Man City's in a final. Tomorrow, they could be winners, guys. Like Newcastle, like my guest, Geordie Dread. Tomorrow, these guys could be winners. Obviously, I'm praying Crystal Palace win it. I don't care if they banter us, but imagine Palace win a cup, Tottenham win a cup if they beat Man United, which I've got a bad feeling that they're going to. I don't know why. But they can win a cup. Chelsea could win the Conference League. All these London teams, bro. And we're just sitting here twiddling our thumbs talking about Zubimendi and that. Do you know what I mean? And the stories have been going up and down in terms of Arsenal and what we're going to do in the summer. So we can talk about that as well if you guys want. Big up Why Not? He's saying, howdy, Gavin. Big up, man. Saying, big up, Mr. Robbo. He's also saying, I expect City to spend another 200 mil in the summer. Yeah, because I think they were saying on Potts' show, oh, they could go mad. I don't think they'll go mad, but I do think that they're still going to spend money. If not 200, then very close to it. Do you know what I mean? We're already talking about Wirtz possibly going to City, possibly going to Liverpool. What was his price tag? Like 120 odd million? Like, that ain't easy. That's best part of 200 million by itself. So let's have a quick little look. How long are they saying for Rodri? I ain't gonna read the whole thing, so don't get worried about that. Will he be fit to play a part at Wembley? Midfielder is much better, but that's it. I'm waiting on the doctors. When they tell me he's ready, he's going to start. Jeez, we don't want to take a risk and make a step backwards when at least they're looking after their players, right? And now that's something that, as I was talking to Dredd with, that's something that Arteta don't do. I don't believe he looks after his players like that. We're seeing it, we're seeing it with all of the bloody Toby Carvery hamstring settings everywhere. City boss Guardiola refused to be drawn on questions about the club's reported pursuit of Bayer Leverkusen star Florian Wirtz. That's what I'm talking about. And I think Wirtz is going to be like I said, over 100 odd million. So it's mad. Big up Robo, it's United, Chelsea. Yes, it is. I think Chelsea's at home, actually. I'm doing a watch along for it anyway. So, pretty sure loads of other people will, but we will be here. We will be here. We will be here. So you can come and join me if you wish. I would appreciate it. Big up Why Not? He said City only spent 26 million last summer. Yeah. Imagine. So they probably made money, innit? Just like Arsenal, they said, oh, you spent 80 odd million, but we made money. We made money last summer. So maybe because last summer they didn't spend that much, kind of enabled them to spend in January. We can spend in January. We know we could. We know we're good on PSR because all that stuff was coming out all before January. But anyway, I do expect City to bolster up though. I do. I can't lie. City only spent 26 million last summer on Savio. What a player he is as well. I know he doesn't score a lot of goals, but I feel like that's going to come. I feel like he's a very dangerous player. Why they spent 200 million in Jan? Pep and the board admitted they overestimated the summer and the squad. Exactly. And that's what Arsenal did. I've been saying, and obviously Shane brings this up quite a lot because I don't always remember it. But, when the top gooners want to talk about, let me take this out for a minute. When the top gooners want to talk about what's happened, injuries and all that kind of stuff, yeah. And Shane says to me, that's what it is. We've been unlucky this year with injuries. No, this is just a year that our good luck has come to an end. We've been riding the wave. That's why I feel like we've missed our chance to win, Arsenal fans. I really feel like we've missed our chance to win. We was riding the wave. We should have won it last year. Big up Specs. He's like, oh, this should have been the year because City fell off. And I hear all of that. And Arsenal fans will tell you that as well. It's not like Liverpool went mad in the summer. All they done was change their coach. Like, it's crazy, man. Honestly. So so like Shane always says, for me, we've just run out of luck this year. And when the club has had opportunities to show that they're serious about wanting to please the fans and get across the line, they've done nothing. They've literally done nothing. Calafiori, Moreno, they're not push the needle type of players, are they? They're squad players at best and just about, in my opinion. Raheem Sterling, that's definitely not pulling up no trees. Definitely not pulling up no trees. And then we got the Neto, the goalkeeper. We got to give two of those players back. It's just crazy. It's just crazy, man. But appreciate the people coming in. Big up Dio. He said City are getting worse. That's what I believe, man. Liverpool are getting linked with him. But I feel like that's another question for you guys. Who's got the bigger pull? Because that was another question that was asked before. If I think it was on Dan Potts. Big up Cal from Team Coppish. The question was, if everything was the same in terms of transfer fee and wages, who would Wirtz choose? Liverpool or City? Because Wolfie Big up Wolfie. He seems to think that Man City still got more pull than Liverpool, even though they just won the league. So I'll be interested to find out what you guys say. And big up Why Not for your last comment. Why don't our owners just admit that we fucked up in the summer, especially in January when all of our players were dropping like flies? That's what I don't understand. But big up the guys coming in. Please hit the like on the way in or way out. It's the intervention show. So if anyone wants to come up and have their say about whatever's going on in football, you are more than welcome, or put it in the chat and we will speak about it. Big up Dio. City don't need Savio to score goals. They have Haaland to score goals. We have Moreno. Bro, big ups. Big up, big yourself up, man. Always here, Dio. Appreciate you, my bro. Injuries is the worst excuse I heard in my life. Well, we're gonna get the Top Goon, the bingo up, you know what I mean? So I want you lot to get I want you to get familiar with the Top Goon, the bingo. Big up Joshua, Nick Raid. Oh, big up, man. Nick's Football Club. Big up, Nick, if that's the case. Each and every time, man. I was gonna message you actually, Nick, if you are watching or you catch any of this about Under the Lens. So please watch out for that message. And big up Nick, man. Make sure you're going to subscribe to Nick's Football Club. Appreciate it, man. That's my first ever raid. Imagine, hold on. That's my first ever raid. You gotta show love, you gotta show appreciation, man. Nick's Football Club, big him up, and congratulations, Liverpool, for winning the title. Big up Dio. We said we would have gotten the same injuries last season if we didn't have ESR and Nketiah, Fabio and Nelson. Absolutely. And even still, there was parts of the season where you could have really managed the minutes a little bit better and you still didn't have no faith in using them. You still never had no faith in using them. What's all that about? You know, and then now we've trimmed all the fat. We've got a small squad by design, and now we're getting all these injuries. You want to play a high octane system. You want to play, you know, high energy pressing, running back, recovery runs, and we got the smallest squad in the league by design. And then even the players on the bench like Ethan Wanyeri, bro. You know, like that film Get Out. That's what I'm saying to Ethan Wanyeri. Get out, please, because you're not. Arteta's gonna spoil you. Do you know what I mean? Big up. Why not? He said accountability is the best ability. Facts and availability as well. Top Gooners and Arteta run away and escape the ability at all times. Facts. And we're just gonna have this in the background, like I said, so you guys can just get used to it, you know what I mean? Get used to what it looks like. Big up my broski, Dr. Seymour Butts, who helped me out with this. I had to obviously edit in a couple that was a little bit more relevant. You know, it's the Arteta sexual Top Gooner bingo, people. Yeah. And what we are gonna do, gang, what we are gonna do in a little bit is we're gonna try and use the bingo card. Yeah. So man like Marty from AFTV, he was on with Dan Potts. Big up Dan Potts, the 12th man each and every time. Big up Donna Potts as well. Absolute legends, yeah. And I heard some, you know, I should have had the Top Gooner bingo card ready. I should have had it ready and available for that show, but I didn't. So we might have to have a little look over that today. But as you can see, I don't know if it's, if I can zoom in on this. Can I zoom in on it? Maybe I can't. I don't know if you can see it. We'll go through it. It says XG says we won through. Yeah, so people like a gal, people like want to talk about Phil Tilt and XG, Top Gooner bingo. You can, yeah, get your bingo markers out. You can knock that one off. He out coach Pep. Now some of them we're just gonna put. It's gonna be a general thing, and and other things can go in that category. So when people say, "But we beat City 5-1," that goes in that category. He out coach Pep. Yeah, that goes in that category. He outcoached. Like these are the excuses. We beat Real Madrid. Yeah, Top Gooner bingo, people. Are you going to get a line? Are you going to get a full house? We're going to have to wait and see. You know, if we've got time later, then we will run through. We'll try and run through some clips, and that's what we are going to do going forward on the intervention as well. If you know, if people don't want to come up and chat, or we ain't got topics in the chat, then we're going to go through the Arteta sexual bingo, Top Gooner bingo, and see if we can get a full house. But let me get back into the chat. Big up Dio, he said, think Wirtz would choose Liverpool. Thank you for that. I did ask a question. Who do you guys think he'd choose? Who's got the bigger pull at this moment in time? I personally think Liverpool. I think even if I don't think they've got the bigger pull, I just think with them winning the league, you know, with them doing very well in Europe up until a stage, you know, getting to finals and things like that. And also, I feel like, you know, Wirtz would go to Liverpool and there wouldn't be no competition. I mean, I'm not sure what competition there'd be at City, but it's City at the end of the day. So, I mean, it'd be good to get your thoughts on that, people. Big up Dio again. He said, if everything is the same, I can't see Wirtz going City. City must offer bonkers wages to get him. Liverpool could offer less. What do you guys think of that? That's another good point. That is another good point. If the bin goes too small and you can't see some of the squares, then just, you know, just let me know. Like I said, we've got injuries. Oh, but look at all the injuries. Like I said, it's all, you know, you have to be prepared for the season. In terms of the extra league games or not even extra league games, extra Champions League games, I should say, the extra international fixtures, these teams would have been well aware. So if you fail to prepare, prepare to fail. Yeah. He outcoached Pep. Injuries, trust the process. He's building a culture. We dominated possession. The refs are against us. You just don't get Arteta ball. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Just wait till next season. Now that one's a good one. Obviously, Geordie Dredd was saying that he's not a top gooner though. He don't even support Arsenal. But like I said, from a rival's point of view, he's even saying, you guys are close. You guys are close. So if you hear we're close, that goes in that category as well. It's a journey, guys. It's a journey, guys. We love the journey, guys, more than you can believe. Yeah, we don't like the destination, but we love the journey. We got to a UCL semi. That's progress, apparently, because we only got to the quarters last year. We're competing again. He's taken us from the depths of hell. Oh my god. Anyway, let me get to the chat, otherwise I'm going to get sidetracked, and this is about you guys, this show. 31 people in the building, absolutely amazing. Please hit the like. If you are new here, please subscribe. Once again, big up Knicks Football Club for the raid, my first ever raid. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Big up Mr. Robbo. Make sure you're subscribing to him. Let's get some links in the chat. Why not? Yeah, but City about to let go or sell some big players and high wages. Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's great points, and you know, it's a great point about Liverpool being maybe in a better position. They might even be able to offer less, but we'll just try and keep it down the middle. If we say it was 126 million, the transfer fee stays the same. Say they were offering 220 grand a week, both teams. Who does he go to? Why not saying City is more attractive, clear drive and ambition, FSG aren't consistent? Great point. And we do like to have, you know, opposing arguments, otherwise it will be an echo chamber. But that is a great point. That is a great point. That is a great point. That's why Wolfie probably brought that up, saying that Forest is still probably, sorry, Forest, Man City is still the more attractive option. Right now, you'd probably say Liverpool just winning the league, but as you said, man, FSG, let's see what they do. Let's see what they do, because they're Americans just like our owners, the Arsenal owners, KSC. And let's be honest, they haven't got a good track record in terms of always wanting to spend money. One thing I'll say about Liverpool, though, is their talent ID is very good. Like, yes, they make a few mistakes here and there. Of course they do. But their talent ID is usually very good. And when they have to spend money, you know, like now that Trent's gone, things like that, when they have to spend money, they do generally. Do you know what I mean? And they try and get the best in class, and that will then last them for a few years. That's why you're still seeing Van Dijk at the top of his game, Salah at the top of his game, you know, Allison and things like that. So it's a good question. I just wanted to get your. He said, sorry, that was for Dio. No, man, it's all good, my bro. Never have to apologize. Big up Gary. Don't waste the trip. Make sure you guys are subscribing to him as well. Arsenal content creator, show him some love. And like I keep saying, guys, this show is about you lot. If there's anything you directly want to talk about in the chat, transfers, club politics, whatever, or the link is in the chat, I'll try and put it back in there again. If you want to jump on and have your say, you are more than welcome. Rose Maybach music in the building. What we saying, bro? Big up Viewz and the crew each and every time, man. Thank you for passing through, my bro. Community settings. Big up Dio. He said one draw City have when it comes to getting a Wirtz is that City have Haaland. Oh, that's a good. Liverpool have Salah though, but yeah, that's a good point. Can't imagine a playmaker not wanting to rack up assist feed in Harlem. That's a great point, bro. That is a great point. That is a great point. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of that? Big up E. Rossi said Seymour. Wow, hey, but big up Mr. A. Dr. Seymour, bro. Big him up, man. He helped me out with this. There was a few other ones, but it was kind of like the bingo that I wanted to settle on. I had to change a couple of them. This is Chat GPT, if that's what it is. I always forget the initials, but brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. So when you hear an Arsenal fan, maybe someone like Marty, like we might have to have a little look. I don't want to get copywritten, but we'll see what we can do later, guys. XG says we won through. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, man, like a gal. Do you see how many shots we had? Do you see how much XG we had? What the fuck does that mean, bro? Do you not watch the game with your eyes? What does that little thing in the corner say? Oh, it says we drew again. All right then. All right then. Man said I'm already done. Big up Dio, bro. It's the top goon of bingo, bro. Like I said, you know, big up my brother Rashid, Arsenal Revolution TV. Make sure you're subscribing to him. He's got his excuse book, but I thought I had my little take on it. Innit? This is the top gooner bingo, Arteta sexual bingo. If you hear this, then we know what side of the fence the people are on. Man said, take the bingo down. That one vexed me. Oh Lord, out coach Pep. Yeah, so there's a few in that. We beat Man City 5-1. You know, like, you know, we're above Man City this year. So there's a few that go into that. Yeah. So if you've got your bingo markers out, you can just, yeah, 2 lines, full house, all that kind of stuff. Oh, what? Man's getting upset with the bingo though. Shall I take it down? Shall I take it down? All right. All right, I'll take it down. I'll take it down. If it's upsetting people, yeah, I just wanted you guys to get used to it, just so that you guys can have it. Do you know what I mean? And anytime there's an Arsenal fan on the panel where he's chatting, or anytime you hear that kind of stuff, he's taking us from the depths of hell. When you hear that type of stuff, then we know who we're dealing with. We know who we're dealing with. Big up Static, my bro. Hey, Viewz, unfortunately, I cannot join today. Work again. Have a good show, legend. Sorry, man. Sorry, man. I know. And usually I'm earlier with this, so I do apologize. Maybe I'll start doing some interventions in the evening so we can get some of the people that are in different countries and stuff on the platform, because I'd love to have you on, my bro. Big up Dio. He said, gotta get a field tilt bingo in there, bro. Yeah, that's what, you know, like with the XG, like I said, some things kind of all go in one. So if someone says we're competing again, it's just like them saying we come from the depths of hell. Look at who we had. We had Mustafi. It was toxic. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. So a few things kind of, they can get rounded up in the same one. But big yourself up, my guy. Big up Mix Mitchell. What is this madness? Hey, that's exactly what it is, bro. It is madness. It is the intervention. It is the subscribers show. So you guys tell me what you want to talk about. We'll talk about it. You guys want to come up and have your say on certain things, then come up and have your say. I'm going to put the link in the chat right now again. Or you can have your say in the chat. Any questions, anything you want to talk about, let me know, people. And please just hit the like on the way in or way out. I know people stay, I know people go, but just hit the like for me, gang. And if you are new and you like what you hear, subscribe. Please help me out. Let me try and get back to this chat though. I see AJ in the building. I'm gonna get there, my guy. I am gonna get there. I am gonna get there. Card is too small. Big up, why not? Yeah, I need to get it back on WhatsApp so I can enlarge it. I will get it bigger. I will definitely get it bigger. He said make it the tactical special, bro. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I think they said something about you just don't get Arteta ball. Remember, this was all done by AI. Big up AI. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, most of these are done. I just changed it, just tweaked a couple of them, because they were talking about the Amazon documentary changed everything. Do you know what I'm saying? Things like that. So crazy. Big up, why not? He said availability is overrated. All right, fair play. Xhaka and Havertz. Do you know what? Fair play. I was thinking where you're going to go with it, but here's where you're going to go, and I'm on board already. Xhaka and Havertz and crap players are usually available. Ain't worth a damn. You know what I mean? I weren't on board at first, and then that one got me right back in. AJ, by my guy, Mr. Bayer in the building. Big up each and every time. Thank you for passing through, my bro. Always appreciated, man. Always appreciated. Hit the like. Like I said, let me know, man. it's you guys' show. If you don't want to come on, just put a topic in the chat and we will hash it out. It's a journey, guys, more than you can believe. Forget the destination. We've been traveling for 5.5 years. Do you know what I'm saying? Big up Curtis, information and entertainment, all that kind of stuff. One of my favorites on YouTube, you know what I mean? And he's like, it's like the history channel because we're always having to go back and talk about the Invincibles and things like that. I call it TARDIS FC. You know what I mean? If I could play the Doctor Who music, I would, but I'll probably get a copyright. You know what I mean? Just hum it. Doo, bing, bing, bing. I don't even know, bro. In TARDIS FC, bro, you got to go in the TARDIS to the last time we won a major, and it's not good enough. Big up AJ again. He said, I honestly believe Wirtz would go to either Liverpool or Real Madrid. A lot of people are saying that he's doing a prime Cunha and he's using both Liverpool and City just to get a Bayern Munich move. What do you guys think about that? Just to throw that little curveball in there. Big yourself up though, my bro. Big up. Why not? He said card is too small. I think I read that one. Appreciate that, my guy. This bingo making me have to get a smoke, bro. I'm not trying to listen. Maybe I should have put a warning, you know, like the epilepsy warnings and things like that. You know, it's not for the faint-hearted. I'm sorry, guys. I am sorry. I'm not trying to upset anyone. You know, we're all on the same side here, I'd like to think. You know what I mean? But I wanted you just to get used to it. You know what I mean? Look at some of the things that are gonna come up. Big up Luca Talks Ball. Big yourself up, mate. Go and subscribe to Luca. You okay? I'm all right. I know you've got a show later with Gun Down and Shane, 4:30, I believe. So I've plugged it for you, mate. Make sure you go and check that out at 4:30. Luca Talks Ball with Carl Legend and the legend Shane Gooner. Mr. Robbo said, under which category? I'm a little bit late to the party, my guy, so you're gonna have to remind me again. He said, Dio said, I get Arteta ball, but it's overrated is the problem, bro. I don't no, you do get it, because remember I asked you to define it, and I'm pretty sure it was you that did it. I'm still a little bit baffled by it. It just looks like Stoke, you know, like 2025, you know, semi-final Champions League, and it's prime Stoke settings, bro. Long balls and long throw-ins. Like, yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know. He said, under which category are red cards? You're absolutely right. And the PGMOL. Did I miss that one out? Because I think I left this one in Odegaard masterclass with 0 assists, and he learned from Guardiola. So so we're still working on it, guys. We're still working on it. One of them is this team is a family. I mean, maybe that can come out. You know, he's building a culture. I think that should stay in. The vibes are immaculate. I think that should stay in. Even Klopp had bad seasons. I don't know. So yeah, you're right. The red cards. That's one that's definitely got to go in there. Big up Mr. Robbo. Definitely got to go in there. Big up Luca. Bingo banner looks good, bro. It's just how we're gonna identify. I don't need to say, oh, you're a top gooner. Like, if they're just saying these things, I'll just bring out the bingo card and we'll just mark them off. See if we can get a full house. You know, if I get a full house, I might give out a prize or something. You never know. I've still got a spare Newcastle scarf. You know, they're going for like £100 plus on eBay, bro. The winning Carabao scarf. Big up Specs, Geordie Dread. I had him on the channel literally just before this, and a great show we had, and one of them was for him, so he's got one of them, but I've still got a spare one downstairs. AJ's bigging up Why Not every time, man. Love to see it. Love to see it. Community settings, man. That's what we're trying to build. And I got a big up Knicks Football Club again, man. First ever raid. Amazing. So thank you again, my bro. I'll definitely be in touch. I'd love to have you on the platform. And I also want to get YG. I don't know if any of you lot subscribe to the Yorkshire Gooner. Again, another good guy that I want to get on the platform. Big up E Rose. He said, Geordie Dread, always a class brother, always enjoy his content. Big up, man. Yeah, man. You might see him on Never a Foul. He has been on the fan reaction when there's a big Newcastle game. Obviously, he's Newcastle, so it's the gift and the curse. And he's on with Saeed and, you know, Lee Gunner, and, you know, he's doing his stuff. You know what I mean? He's doing his stuff. And I think him and Saeed are gonna be starting something up in the summer. Not just him and Saeed, a few other people. You know, Big Saeed, the Man United content creator. So he's doing his thing, man. And he's always been down to earth with me. He's always giving me good words. Do you know what I'm saying? And saying to keep doing it. And, you know, that's you know, he's one of the real ones. Absolutely. Big up BX. He said the propaganda is wild. It certainly is. Big up Dio. Even Klopp had bad seasons, yeah, but he didn't go 5 years. No, exactly, bro. And this is what we're saying. So we're whittling out what side you are, because that's what Geordie Dredd said on the show as well. He said, "You guys with your fan base have civil war. You know, you have the tops and the bottoms and the people in the middle." But I forgot to say, bro, we don't even allow people to be in the middle. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're too much saying one side, then you're gonna be that side. If you're too much saying this side, you're gonna be this side. There's no real middleman, you know, and we have to have ways of of identifying the top gooners without directly coming out and saying, no, you're a top gooner, because people feel like you're saying you're a cunt or something like that when, you know, when you say things like that. Sorry for the language, people, but I just wanted to get that across. AJ's bigging up Mr. Robbo each and every time, man. Big it up, man. Community settings, definitely love to see it. Rob, yeah, he's bigging up BX as well. Robbo's bigging up AJ. AJ's bigging up Luca. Let's go, man. Let's go. Big up Gavin L. You've been in there a few times now, mate. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Afternoon, Luca. BBK. How you doing today, bro? Hit the likes as you enter. Big up and welcome. Big up BBK. Make sure you're subscribing to him as well. And you can catch him on the People's Dem podcast with me, Geordie Dredd, and others, Scants, Dubs, Cav, Red Pitch podcast, Waffle TV, I'm pretty sure is on there, and loads of people. Big Preach, big up everyone. Why not saying there's no look where he took us from? Right. No. Like I said, certain things will all be in that can get put in the category, right? So I haven't got it on screen now, but we said, look where, hold on. So what did you say exactly? There's no look where he took us from, right? But I've got we're competing again. So if so, I'm gonna round up shit. So if they say we came from the depths of hell, or look where he took us from, or look at the toxic players and all that kind of shit, I'm all putting it under we're competing again, because it's kind of all the same thing. Just like when they say, you know, who you're gonna get or who can replace him, you know, things like that. You know, who's out there, that will all go under who can replace him. Yeah. If he said, if they say we beat Man City 5-1, that will go under the he out coach Pep. Yeah. So, you know, that's how we're trying to do it, people. That's how we're trying to do it, people. Big up AJ, 14 likes. Appreciate that, my bro. Let's see if we can get that up. 20 people in the building. Let's see if we can at least get closer to 20. That would be brilliant. Like I said, just like it on the way in, the way out. And if you are new, subscribe. Big up AJ, mate. Yeah, man. Big up, man. Big up each and every one. BX is bigging up AJ. Love to see it. Why not bigging up BX and Gary? Don't waste the trip. And the man E Rolls. Maybach music. Come on. BX is bigging up. Why not? Chat GBT. There you go. I always mess it up, bro. Egal, he coached the win, bro. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. He coached the win. He outcoached Pep. He learned from Guardiola. We are gonna have to. That's why I wanted to get you guys' opinion on it. You know what I'm saying? You know, we dominated possession. XG says we won through. So some of these can be tweaked, people. Some of these can be tweaked, and I got to give credit to Dr. Seymour Butts for helping me out with this one. I am very grateful. Big up Peppermint Freedom, my bro. Welcome on in. Ghana had Marty up last night, pillar to post settings, yeah, and then Lee came in. I had to message Shane quickly. I said, "Hey, bro, get over to Potsy, mate. This is wild." And they were fully going in, and you know Lee don't mess about. You're waffling, mate. He was going in. We might even look at some of it, but I don't want to get copywritten. I don't think Potsy would do it on purpose. It just might be a setting on the channel. But the last time I did do something from that channel, there was a bit of a copyright, and I'm a little bit scared. But what we are going to do, because there is a way of doing it, you know, maybe in the next intervention, or maybe we'll just call it Top Gooner Bingo, and then we'll get some clips of some people that we haven't even watched, or maybe people that you suggest, and we can use the bingo card on them and see if they're top gooners. Big up Peppermint though. E Ross saying big up BX, and why not? Salute, man, every time. He said, "No, we want it still. Oh, you want it still? Should it come back up? I don't want it to upset people, and it's a bit small as well. I need to get. I'll tell you what I'll do. Actually, I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me get the one on WhatsApp that I haven't edited. That's the first one that Seymour sent me. Big up Mr. Seymour, but he will be on the platform at some point as well. Yeah, funny dude, funny dude. Let me get it up for you guys now, and then I might be able to make it a little bit more bigger for you as well. All right, so just give me a second, guys. I will get back into the chat as well. I'm not ignoring you. I appreciate the people here. If it weren't for you guys, as Shane said, then we would lose all motivation. I'm telling you. But here we are, gang. Here we are. So I don't want to obviously have people's like. Let me try and get into some of the pictures. Yeah, we got the hold on. Here we got the Arteta Sexual Quarterly. I don't know if you guys can see it. Pretty small there, isn't it? Pretty small there. We got the little Mikel Arteta that could. Yeah, the trophy mountain. Do you know what I mean? Injuries, tactical. Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Top four is basically a trophy. You can see all the top gooners eating humble pie. Absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And then we got the hit classics, guys. Now that's what I call Arteta sexual music. 50 Shades of Mikel, people. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, we got it all. We got it all, people. And of course, the big one, the Arteta sexual bingo. Let me see if I can. Okay, I can. So it goes up and down. So let me try and get out of this window. Yeah, so we can make it a bit big, people. Big up Mix Mitchell. Think you're new around here, so I appreciate your time. Please hit the like and subscribe if you are new. Big up BX, bigging up E Ross. Here's the link if anyone wants to come on and have their say about something. But of course, if you don't, you're welcome to put it in the chat. AJ, still haven't watched that documentary. I guess I'm a fake fan, bro. I couldn't. I watched it in pieces, but I just can't deal with Arteta, bro. Look at the way he's getting up in people's faces. Do you think that motivates these players? It's like if the cameras weren't on, I'm pretty sure some of these guys might have started rolling their eyes. Like, I don't know. That's another question for you guys. Chat. Does Arteta still motivate these guys? Do you still think they play for him? That's another question. Big up Dio. I only see All or Nothing in YouTube short, bro. But it's on this one. This is the unedited one. So I'll read it all out for you. A big up, why not? 30 people watching, drive up the lights. Let's go, man. Let's go. I appreciate it. I know the numbers have come up and down. People are coming in and out. I appreciate you. Please hit the like, though. That's all I will ask. Please hit the like. It really helps. And big up Knicks Football Club, man. Honestly, my first ever raid, people. Over the moon with that. Over the moon. Big up AJ. Question or questions, please. Viewz. Do you believe that if Emery had Arteta time and money, do you believe he would have won a Prem by now? Because I honestly believe he wins. I always miss this last bit. He wins all of the last 3 available Prems. Absolutely, my bro. And I tell you what I do believe. Yeah, because remember, like obviously, and the Hooks was making this point, and it was a good point. Because how many times have we been in the Europa League? Like 6 or 7 times or something like that, innit? And we still can't even get that across the line. However, those Europa Leagues are different from the, we was playing Villarreal, Atletico Madrid, we weren't playing fucking Sociedad and things. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I understand, but still, we can't get across the line. I think Unai Emery would definitely have got us a Europa by now. Oh, he failed, he done this, he done that, but he wasn't given the same love, he wasn't given the same support. I ain't so handsome, like the Farley TV. Yeah, he weren't getting AI calling him handsome and all that kind of. He never got the same support. The Arteta cultists in half a decade, it's like we've got little Napoleon, we've got Arsene Wenger back at the club. It's crazy, and I don't even want to talk bad about Wenger because he's done amazing things for this club. But even in his worst period, when I'm saying go, bro, he was still doing better than Arteta. Still. But anyway, like I said, let me get through this the unedited one. Yeah, so. Yeah, we would rather finish 3rd with class. That was one that came out. The Amazon doc changed everything. That was one that came out. Our XT map is elite. Not sure about that one, so I kind of took that one out. He's got a plan. Trust me, bro. I'm not sure if I took that one out. I'm not sure if I did. I think I might have. He's got a plan. Trust me, bro. It's kind of like he's so close. You know what I mean? So we got to whittle it down, people. That's what we got to do. We got to whittle it down. That's why I want you lot to have a little input on what's going on. And we're gonna get the bingo card perfect, and then we're gonna have top Guna bingo. Rabanta. Yeah, Rabanta the likes. Big up, why not, man? Always appreciate you, my bro. Big up, Dio, Edge of Tomorrow FC. You know what I'm saying? Groundhog Day FC, The Truman Show FC, Into the TARDIS FC, bro. You know what I'm saying? What on earth is going on, bro? Big up Dio. He said you got refs on the bingo card, so the red cards are covered. Okay, there you go. That's what. There you go. You see, you see, you see. With great minds think alike. That's what I'm saying. We can't have everything, otherwise the card's going to be massive. You know what I mean? We got to try and you got to remember, some people say things in different ways. Even more yesterday, he didn't say we came back from the depths of hell, but he's like, but we're competing again. And bro, this guy, bro, is like, you're old enough to have seen us win things, bro. This is what I don't understand. So I can't just say it's only young fans, it's only new fans that are saying this, because it ain't. It's people older than me. They've drunk the Kool-Aid, people. Big up Nick. Yeah, each and every time. Each and every time. Peppermint says, yeah, Yorkshire Gunner is a real one. Yeah, man. I like him, bro. He makes me laugh, and sometimes I watch his FIFA things as well. So I did reach out to him. He said he would do it. So I just got to arrange. You know, it's been busy. Everyone's busy. So that will be another Under the Lens coming soon. And I am happy, super happy to announce that we're going to have the legend, the man, the myth, the legend, the Southern Gooner is going to come for Under the Lens. And I am going to reach out to Kenny Ken, another legend that I want to get on the platform. So make sure you guys are watching out for that. 16 likes. Big up AJ, man. Let's try and get closer to 20 people. I know we've dropped below that now, but we all appreciate it. We all appreciate it. He said, Real, sorry, RAEL. It's the Arsenal Civil War. Yeah, yeah, I'm telling you, bruv. I'm telling you, the Arsenal Reaction Network. Because I feel like we're turning into, I don't know, like BET or something. You know, like we're turning into a vibe. It's not a football club no more. Do you know what I mean? That's what I feel like, people. That's honestly what I feel like. You know, we got dating shows, we got dietary plans, we got Top Gooner bingo, we got plushies, we've got dogs. As Shane said, would you be surprised to have a kiss cam at the game? No, I bloody wouldn't. And that's all because of the vibes, the culture. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Big up E. Ross, he said black and white, no grey at this club. Yeah, yeah, that's what it is, bro. Even if you try and say, oh, I kind of want him out, but I kind of see what he's doing. People are like, nah, mate, pick your, you know, pick your battle, bro. Pick your side. You know, there's no in the middle on this side, because that's what I went on Never a Foul. I said I'm kind of in the middle. Like, I appreciate Arteta as a novice, but he's also a novice. Like, why have we got him? And they're like, nah. Even rivals, bro. You have to pick your battles, bro. Pick your side. Big up Peppermint. He's not going anyway, so why even talk about it? That's another one. That's another one. But I won't say that's Top Gooner bingo, because even I've said that, bro. That's almost like we're just beaten down. We're just defeated. Do you know what I'm saying? We're just tired of getting whipped. Do you know what I mean? We've had 20 lashes, 20 of the best lashes. We're tired now. We're sorry, Massa. We're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry. We got nothing left. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got nothing left. So we just, you know, it's like a dictatorship. It's North Korea settings, people. Yeah, we know he's going to be here next year. So I don't know if we can quite, you know, if you said to me he's so close or he just needs one more year, that's definitely there. That's definitely there. That's in the edited one, I'm pretty sure. But big up, man. Big up Peppermint Freedom, man. Big up Leo. Top Gooners are generally inoffensive until they start talking about Arsenal. Bro, I'm telling you, it's like you just said your mum to them. Honestly. And it gets that way. But let's be honest, and I'm trying to be all the way honest here, yeah. It's just opposite sides of the spectrum. It's like that. It's like that when they watch us. They could be watching the stream. We're talking about Arteta out. He ain't got no tactics, blah, blah, blah. He's too stubborn. What you doing to Ethan? And these men are getting mad, like steam's coming out their ears. Woo! They're getting mad. The same way that if I can't even watch a gal for more than 5 minutes, I just got to turn it off. I got to mute it. Like, it gets under my skin, and I've got no problem saying that. And we must do the same to them. So it's just complete polar opposites, isn't it? It's like Marvel, bro. Civil War settings, bro. Civil War settings, bro. But you start talking about Arteta. You start talking about the manager. He's our manager, so I'm gonna back him. That was another one Marty said. I don't know what that would come under, guys, but the bingo is up. So have a little look. Big up Dio. Put the bingo up. It's supposed to vex man that aren't top gooders. Exactly. But it vexes us because when you hear someone saying this, but look where we come from, we're competing again. We're about to do the 3P with seconds, but we're second with no trophies, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like when you hear things like that, that's the things that get under my skin. It's the things that annoy me, innit? It's the things that make me go, fuck's sake, these top gooners. And they must be doing the same. Fuck's sake, these negative, these bottom gooners. It's exactly the same. Exactly the same. But you're right, it's supposed to. But I can understand why you got annoyed, Dio, because even me, I laughed at it. You've got to have a crazy, sense of humor to support this club. Let's be honest. Dr. Butts, Dr. Nick, I hear it. Big up Dr. Butts, man, each and every time, man. He helped me out with these. We are, like I said, we are gonna whittle it down. We are gonna, get the fine-tuned version, people. But big up Butts each and every time. He said, the quarterly, I should subscribe. There you go, bro. Seymour's got them, bro. He's got them for me, man. Big him up for that each and every time. He said it's got to be Arteta's middle name, or the little Mikel Arteta that could, yeah, or that couldn't. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what we should call the dog. Couldn't, or draw, or lose, or nearly. Do you know what I mean? Excuse me. And big up Shane. Make sure you go and check out the Bruised Banana. We was all on there yesterday, 8:30 UK time. Is up now, so Playback Gang hit that up. You know what I mean? He was talking about the kiss cam. Would you be surprised? The Arsenal kiss cam, especially after the dating show. And I was like, I'll go one better. We'll call it the Arsenal win cam. And we got a steward fucking walking the dog around the stadium, and everyone can pat the dog and give him a treat. Hey. Anyway, let me get back to the comments. Why not? Bigging up Mix Mitch. Yeah, man. BSB, man, them. Oh, Big Six Pants. Yeah, big up, man. Big up, man. Big up all the guys over there as well. Monts and them, man, there. I definitely watch that whenever I can as well. So big up the Big Six Pants gang. Can't even talk today. Dio, Emery would have gotten us a Europa with this team and probably a domestic cup. Bro, he might even have won the league. I don't know about all three of the ones, but he might have won one of them. He definitely would have got us something in Europe, finally, after all these years. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one, Peppermint. Until the wheels fall off. I think that's what he said last night, wasn't it? Old Marty. I mean, I don't want to get too rude to him because the guy's massive, innit? He'll probably he'll probably just fall on me and I'll be flat as a pancake. Sort of like our performance against Newcastle and PSG in the semis, but I digress. But we can agree to disagree. I can call him a top gooner. Or maybe I can't. It's offensive these days. I hear it. Big up Dio. He said XT is expected threat. Fuck you know. See, I'm a bit of a boomer. I'm 41, bro. Like in my day, it weren't all of this shit. They weren't even talking about assists, bro. Like, bro. Big up E Ross said 100% views. Let me finish your comment though. Sorry, he said I seen that Tactico's using that one chat. GPT is immense, bro. I gotta check it out. I might even have to pay for that shit. I said to Dr. Seymour, I'll give you money. He said, no, bro, like you're just gonna do me a solid, and that's what I call love. So he's always welcome to come up here. But I'm like, get me all of them, bro. Get me all of them. We're gonna have a whole show, maybe even the intervention. You know what I mean? Like if no one comes up, maybe an evening time one, I'll work out where I can actually get the clips, and I might have to talk over them a little bit to not get copywritten. But we're going to see if we can get at least a line, a full house. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely. Big up Dio again. He said there's got to be it's the players square. Ooh, that's a good one. Some top gooners ready to throw players under the bus to guard Arteta. Even Arteta is like he's throwing players under the bus. Like when he don't pick them and he don't bloody rotate. But that's a good one. Do you know what? I'm going to put that on my notes right now. And what was the other one? I missed another one. I'm going to go back through the chat. The moment this loads up on my channel, we're going to go through the chat. We are. Red cards, I think someone said. But when we're talking about refs, yeah. So I think we can leave that one out. It's the players. We're definitely having that one. And I did miss one as well. I'll try and go through the chat before the end. Big yourselves up though, man. I appreciate the help, people. Big up, why not? Kardashian Arsenal. Yeah, bro. Models, fashion, and drama and foolery. There you go. Arsenal's next top model season 6. You know, big up Shane. He played the kit launch advert, which was absolutely cringe. You know, they got Ethan Wanyeri. That's the only work he's gonna get. You know, adverts, things like that. Yeah, because he ain't getting work on the pitch, is he? Yeah. Madness, madness. What? Yeah, Arsenal's next top model season 6, bro. We're about to approach it. You know, the Sweet Prince Calafiori. That's why we bought him, to be a model. Big up J underscore FLR. Big yourself up, man. Thank you for passing through, my bro. Hit the like for me on the way in or way out. It's the intervention, people. This is you guys' show. If there's any topics you want to chat about, transfers, whatever, let me know. At the moment, people, we're just trying to square off the top Gooner bingo card. Yeah, with the most relevant things. We can't fit them all in, but we will definitely try and have, you know, categories. There we go. Well, we saw how Igal stormed onto Dan Potts shows, told Matt and everyone your chat, bro. That was rude, innit? But that is kind of car crash YouTube, innit? Kind of Jerry Springer. Some platforms are like that, and some people do like it. If I'm in the chat, I'll have a good old giggle and be like, "Oh shit, he ain't done that, is he?" But you can't come in over legends like Shane, like Kenny Ken, like DJB, and tell them they're chatting shit. Legends of the Arsenal fandom, bro. Season ticket holders. Been going for like donkey's years. You can't come talk over them and say you're chatting shit. Have some manners, bro. Do you know what I mean? That's what I will say. In terms of the whole car crash TV, it's good. It's good. I mean, look, even big up Lawrence. Big up Lawrence each and every time. LA Lawrence. He was on the intervention a couple of shows back. And no, was it even yesterday or the day before? And James, big up James, football locker room banter. Make sure you go and subscribe to them. They're total opposite, yeah. Top gooner, bottom gooner, if yeah, kind of thing. And them two were kind of going at it a little bit, and that came out of left field, but it wasn't total Jerry Springer, but there was a bit of a, and I like that because I do like to have different opinions. Even when I had Nathan coming in here, top gooner business, causing problems. That's the only reason he's not here now, not because of his opinion. Otherwise, it will be a bit cultish over here, wouldn't it? All the Arteta outers, a little bit like an echo chamber. So no, listen, Dan, he's a smart guy, you know what I mean? And it's all about the dynamic of the show. You know, when you go onto the 12th man and you see that panel and you've got a gal, Christian and Marty, and then you've got fucking Lee Gunner, you know, Dan, Yardman, someone like that, you know it's gonna be on top. It's a civil war, bro. You know what I mean? And it's all for your entertainment. So make sure you go over to the 12th man and show them some love. Big up Luca. He said, "Hey, is this open link?" The link's in the chat, my bro. The link's in the chat. If you got a couple of things that you wanna get off your chest or you wanna talk about, obviously it's not gonna be, you know, I have to try and make room. If other people want to come up, we're already approaching the hour as well. I didn't think no one would, but let me put it back in. If there's specific things you want to have your say on, then you are welcome to press that link. I think I've missed a few comments here. So let me try and get to that, people. There we go. I was just chatting about James. Football locker room banter. There you go. Big up Viewz, man. As I was just saying, it's good to have different sides of the fence. That was very enjoyable. You know what I mean? As long as we're being respectful when it ain't, you know, people, you're chatting shit. Like Lee saying you're waffling. I don't think that's offensive. I mean, people might take it a bit like that, but it's not like a gal when you just said you're chatting shit. Like, that's offensive. Do you know what I mean? But it's always good to have difference of opinion, man. And it's good to it's good watching, isn't it? Big up Dio again. He said Aaron and the geezers going through the Arsenal merch store was crazy. Yeah, bro. Bruised Banana bucket hats and Bruised Banana PJs. We have become an apparel company. Facts. More concerned with the fits than the medals. Absolutely. Let me get rid of this for a minute. Absolutely. We're more about the vibes, the culture. You know, like I said, we're like the new MTV. We're trying to build a culture instead of trying to win fucking trophies, for God's sake. They're already talking about spending 500 million on doing refurb. And I've been to the stadium recently. It does need a little touch up, but that's far from the priority, people. far from the priority. But big up Football Locker Room Banter again. Like I said, let me highlight it here. Make sure you go over there and subscribe. They're on the road to 1K. Me and James are going to have a one-on-one as well at Under the Lens. So watch out for that, man. You get me different points of view, but we ain't going to be going back and forward because it's the guest show on my platform. So I'll just be asking questions. And like I said, it's not going to be all from the same camp. There is two camps, and we want to hear from different people's opinion. And maybe some people can be a little bit more in the middle, but let's be honest, it's, you know, I weren't allowed to be, so no one else is either. Do you know what I mean? But big up James, man. Big up Luca. Emery would have won the league, especially with the 23-24 Arsenal season. Good point, my bro. Good point. What I do know is I don't know if he would have won. Let me just sit back a little bit. I don't know if he would have won the three, because obviously the last 3 years, this year we haven't been in no title race at all. Like Liverpool been racing against themselves. But yeah, I understand what you're trying to say. I don't believe he would have won all three of them, but I think he would have at least won one, or like I said, he would have got us over the line in the Europa. And people are turning down their noses at Europa. I know it's not the Champions League, but we don't have any of them. 1994 was the last European, and that cup ain't even in existence anymore. So I hear you, Luca, man. Good question about Emery. What do you guys think about that? Luca says, party sign new deal. Has it happened? I don't think it's happened. I mean, I have looked on Sky and didn't see nothing about it. I want Party to sign a new deal. For me, obviously, you know, he wants to get a 12-year with an option or 2-year deal. You got to remember, people, Thomas Partey's on 250 grand a week. So if we get Zubimendi in, and Zubimendi's being promised a lot of game time, you know, is Partey going to want to, is he going to be happy to be in rotation? I'm not sure. And can we have someone in rotation on 250 grand a week? That's why I'm hoping Montgomery Burta's come in now and he's going to fix up everything financially. That's what I'm hoping for. But let me keep it moving. Big up James again, or Football Locker Room Band. I always messed it up. Emery would have had us fifth. See, that's what I'm saying, man. People have these opinions. Emery never got a shot though, bro, did he? He never got a shot. That's the big thing for me. He never got 5 years and more. He never got 750. He came out and said 1 January there's no money. You know, his English, people didn't like that, but they seem to be okay with Mikel's. Bro, for me, it's more of the same. I'm confused every time he talks, but let's keep it moving. Big up, why not? He said link is in the chat. Yes, it is. Emery's still better than Mikel. That's what Luca Talks Ball is saying. He's definitely he's better. Yeah, he's got a better CV. He's done more in the game. Football Locker Room Banter saying Emery is shit or is rubbish. That's what I'm saying. It's all about opinions, people. It's all about opinions, and you wouldn't want just everyone just agreeing. Do you know what I mean? That's no fun. 19 people in the building. Hit the like for me, please, on the way in or way out. If you've got any questions for me, throw it in. The link is in the chat. If you've got a specific topic you want to talk about, jump on. Let me know. Yeah, we're approaching the hour, so you know we don't know how much more longer we're going to go on, but that kind of depends on you guys. Big up Mr. Robbo. I think it was Pepper who said wheels fall off. Yeah. Wheels fall off. Yeah. Big up. Ride until the end, until the wheels fall off. Until the wheels fall off. Yeah. Hold on, that can get a clap. I like that. Stop doing the bingo, people. Pretty soon, yeah, we're gonna sit through these streams and we're gonna see what we can do. 1 line, 2 line, full house. You never know. Big up Luca, great show views. Big yourself up, man. Appreciate that. Catch Luca at 4:30 on his channel with the legend Shane Guna and the legend Carl from Gun Down UK. Go and check out their show, man. Talking all things Arsenal, I'm pretty sure. The legend in the building. Hold up. Big up Dr. Seymour Butts, the man with the plan, the man who can make the Top Guna bingo possible. He said Barbara ran late today, almost missed bingo night. Big up Viewz, bro, and the chat. Big you up, my guy. big you up. Let's go through the works one more time though, just because the man, the myth, the legend is in the building. Let's go through the works one more time because we've got some classics. We've got some, we've got some good stuff here, people. It's not just the bingo. It's not just the bingo, people. It's not just a bingo. We have, for all my music lovers, now that's what I call our heterosexual music, 50 Shades of Mikkel. Dun, 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 dun. We got it all for you, people. Bonus features. That's a bit small. Mikkel. My heart beats. I can't even do it. But we got it all. We got it all. Thanks to the doctor who's in the house. And if you wanted more, the little Mikel Arteta that could. Trust the process, guys. More than you can believe, guys. We're going up Trophy Mountain, guys. But we're never going to stop at the destination, guys. It's all about the journey, guys. More than you can believe. More than you can believe. I am so handsome. Yeah. And then, for the people that don't like new school media, we got the Arteta Sexual Quarterly. Yeah. I like the performances, guys. Emotional support tactics, guys. Fashion philosophy, guys. We like fashion. Yeah. XG equals 1.94. Like Dr. Seymour Butts has absolutely killed it with this. Absolutely killed it. More than you can believe, guys. More than you can believe. Big up Luca. He's saying Yokerez or Sesko. There we go. Okay. For me, Yokerez. Yeah, for me, Yokerez, man. For me, Yokerez. I don't want to hear about Portuguese tax. I don't want to hear about his age. He's a win now striker. If you're talking about elite strikers in world football, there's no way you can go from 1 to 10 and not mention Gyökeres. Probably in your top 5, let's be honest. You know what I mean? A lot of people are not even talking about Julian Alvarez. Obviously, he's at Atletico Madrid. I don't know what he will cost, but someone mentioned him the other day, and I was like, ooh. What do you think about that? But to answer your question, Luca, Gyökeres for me, my guy. Gyökeres for me. I understand Sesko, I think he might have scored, 15 to 17 goals in the Bundesliga. That's good. I'm not saying it's bad. But for me, it's just Gyökeres, bro. We don't need no more projects. We don't need no more give him a year. We need someone to come and hit the ground running. And big up my broski Shane again. And other Arsenal fans, they've also said that they don't know if Gyökeres is going to bang in this team because of how we play. So we are going to need to change. Arteta is going to need to show some, variation, which he does every year in terms of how we play and how we sets up. But then that's it. Once that's done, we never throw the sink at it. There's no plan B. But you guys in the chat, let me know, man. Hit the like as well. 19 of you in the building. Unbelievable today. And like I said, big up Nick's Football Club for the raid. Unbelievable stuff. My first ever one. Got to big him up for that. But I take Gyökeres, my bro. Let me know in the chat what you would take. The one that makes me laugh is when they say, Arteta changed my life. Oh, Lord. But you probably got that one already. No, my broski. No, my broski. We don't have that one already. Let me get back to the XG says we won through. He outcoached Pep with the youngest team in the league. I think I got rid of that one. Trust the process. We kept that one. He's building the culture. We kept that one. We dominated possession. The refs are against us. That's why I never done the red card ones, because some of them we're going to have to just put into the same category. You just don't get Arteta ball. What is there to get? Just wait until next season. It's a journey, guys. It's a journey, guys. The Amazon doc changed everything. I don't think that's a bad one, but I just haven't heard the top gooners say that. I'm going to be totally honest. So, and it's AI, AI doing a brilliant job. Would rather finish third with class. I changed that one because most of the top gooners are like, but we're second, and we got a semi-final in the Champions League. That's what we normally get. So I weren't too sure on the whole third thing, guys. I weren't too sure on the whole third thing. So I took that one out. But we got second, or we're back competing, yeah, I'm kind of lumping those in. And then just to get through it, our XT, man, I took that one out because I wasn't even sure what that was, being a bit of a dinosaur. But maybe that's something we can bring back in. Odegaard masterclass with 0 assists. That's what I'm saying. He's back against Ipswich. He's got a plan. Trust me, bro. I think I took that one out. He learned from Guardiola. Obviously, he out coached Pep, so I think I took that one out as well. We went toe to toe with City. That kind of comes under the we beat City 5-1. This team is a family. The vibes are immaculate, and even Klopp has bad seasons. So it's there. It's there for the tweaking, guys. It is there for the tweaking. But I got to big up Seymour Butts again. Absolute class. Like I said, we got stuff for whatever your need is. You like a bit of bingo, we got you covered. You like your music, we got you covered. You want to read your magazine, we got you covered. Like, we have got you covered, people. Yeah? Stuff for the top gooners, we have got you covered. Big up Luca. Can't stay for long. Catch up with the rest. I got a show. Shane got yeah. I did say that already, my bro. I did say that already. Go and check out Luca at 4:30. Football locker room banter saying Gyökeres. I totally agree, bro. Totally agree. I'm not on this whole. Some people have said go and get them both. What do you guys reckon of that? That's never gonna happen, because I'm pretty sure Sesko ain't his release clause gone up to like 80 million euros or something. Is Sesko gonna cost more than Gyökeres? That for me is a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Peppermint, how are you? So yeah, Luca's bigging up Peppermint. Dr. Seymour Butts, you should be able to download the pics from WhatsApp so you can display them large remote zoom. No, I did, but what it is when I put it on my I'm a boomer, bro, so I've only just worked out how to kind of bookmark it and get it off WhatsApp, and I still couldn't bloody zoom in on it. Help me out anyway. You got my number, my bro. We'll speak, and you're welcome to come on and host when I do the intervention, because what I am going to try and do is do one in the evening as well, just to see if it's going to be better in the midday or better in the evening. Obviously, if it's midday, then my US brothers or people that's South African or wherever, do you know what I mean? People that's behind the time, they can get involved as well. And I am going to get some clips where we can go over and see if we can get some full lines, some full houses, lines. We're gonna go through the bingo. So you're welcome to join me for that, my bro. Lucas saying thanks, no worries, bro. Seymour saying Dio facts, bro, forever 21 FC. I'm telling you, bro, it's ridiculous. Big up, why not, my bro? Yeah, put in the link in there for Football Locker and Banter. I appreciate you, my bro. Definitely mods on job. Make sure you guys go and support over there. They're close to 1K. Let's go and support them. Let's go and show them some love. And you will catch me on their platform as well, probably next week. And we're going to have a Under the Lens coming soon, shortly. Static, again, my broski. Arteta is much worse than Emery. If only Arteta reached the Champions League final and won it, because that's what I'm saying, and won it at the end of this month, it would be a different conversation. It would be a different conversation. We might still have Top Gooner bingo, but what we won't have is all of the bad vibes and the civil war. What we would have is factory reset. Here we go again. But it's been over half a decade, so it's not like you're going to get another 5 years. We go again. You get next year, and we go again. Do you know what I'm saying? But factory reset. It's not going to be this Arteta out. It's factory reset. You mudded me. I wanted to be proven wrong, because if I'm proved wrong, it means Arsenal have won something. How can that be bad for me? Do you see what I'm saying? That's all I want. I want my team to win. I can't be getting behind processes or managers or, PR objects, as Lee Gunner says, and PR OSSs and all that kind of, phases. That's not quite a PR. I'm not getting behind that. I get behind Arsenal. I want my club to win. I want another day out. But big up, why not, man? Appreciate that. Big up, Static. Appreciate you as well, my bro. Peppermint is saying, Luca, did you hear about party news from your source, mate? That's what I'm saying. What's going on? What is going on? Does anyone in the chat know? Has he signed a new contract? I would love him to stay, because I personally think Arsenal fans, if we lose Thomas Partey, the qualities that he has, now don't get me wrong. Obviously, he's like, 31, coming on 32. He's getting on a bit, but he's not past it. You know what I mean? And when he's not in the team, you see what happens. You see what happens. So let me know, man, if there's any breaking news about, bombers or anything like that, put it in the chat and we will discuss it. The broski, Hammers Football TV, very close to 1,000 as well, if not there already. I haven't checked recently, my bro. Big up Tony each and every time. Mods, let's get Tony's link in the chat as well, please. And make sure you guys go and show him some love. West Ham fan, but very good guy, and does the Sunday night takeaway, the good, bad, and the ugly. Very good engagement over there as well. So go and show him some love. Big up all in the chat, man. Big up, my bro. Peppermint saying, Luca, big up, mate. I'm good. Love to see it. Static, until Arteta overcomes his own semi-final curse, he will never win a trophy again for Arsenal. Do you know what, bro? I was saying I feel like we're cursed. I feel like we're cursed. Crystal Palace, this might be their first ever trophy. Newcastle haven't won nothing in 70 years. You've got fucking the chicken on the ball club. They're in a fucking final. Mid-table United in a final again for the third year running. They could pick up their third trophy, bro. We are getting dunked on in that respect. So I don't understand how anyone can be happy with it. Even the top gooners. How can you be happy with that? London clubs, Palace might win a cup. Chelsea could win, probably going to win the cup. Tottenham could win the cup. West Ham have won the conference recently. It's peak in the dunya. It is peak in the dunya. It's dark out here, bruv. If you're an Arsenal fan, it's dark. I'm telling you. Big up Static again. Viewz. That's all I wanted to say. I'll catch you later. Hey, big up, man. Big up, man. As Shane says, the hardest working mod on YouTube, Gilberto Silva business. Big up E Ross. I understand Emery's Spanish better than Arteta's. Hey, bro, he might have been saying BAR, where it sounds like beer, you know, like that. But I understood him, bro. I understood him, and I'm going to tell you a little bit something weird, yeah? When I listen to certain foreigners, yeah, I don't know what it is, right? It's like I get in a trance listening to them. And it's like their accent and the way they talk. I don't, how do I explain it? It kind of like, if I can achieve the trance mode, yeah, I kind of get like little fuzzy feelings, and it's mad. Like if you guys know, if you guys are on YouTube, you know, Master Wong, the guy who tries to do all the kung fu shit, Wing Chun and all that. Bro, the way this guy speaks, I just laugh and laugh and laugh. And Unai was one of them guys. I go to sleep listening to Unai Emery because he speaks all weird and that. It's so hard to explain. One of Viewz' little fetishes there. You know what I mean? Insight, the intervention. It's time for hard talks, people. It's time for hard talks. Big up E Ross, man. Ross is bigging up Dr. Seymour, but man, the legend, of course, this bingo is Seymour-esque. Hey, it was my idea, but he come up with it, bro. He made it happen. He made it happen. So we got to give him all the ratings for that. All the ratings. Big up E Ross again. He's bigging up Tony and Static each and every time, man. Love to see it. Community settings. Make sure everyone's subscribing to each other as well. Hitting the like, doing all of that good stuff to help the platform. Seymour, Eros, big up my bro. This is the most entertainment this manager has given me. Hopefully his end is nigh. I'm with you, my guy. Like, we literally have to make jokes out of it, or we're gonna sit there and cry. If I had any hair left, I'd be ripping it out, people. You see what I'm saying? I don't. You know what I mean? I'm already doing Friar Tuck at the back. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, here's where we are. He said, hey, Hammers, big up Luca. Hammers is saying, hey, Luke, I hope you're well. We love to see it, people. Love to see it. Like I said, yeah, catch Luca at 4:30. Catch Shane and Gun down over on his channel. Seymour's bigging up Tony as well. Love to see it, man. Tony's a good guy. So if you're not subscribed, please go over and get him to 1K. And also, if you do like West Ham, GVO Mikes, my brethren, my bro, had him on for Under the Lens, just like I did for Tony. He's close to 1K. Let's get them there. Let's get them there, people. Let's do it. Luca's saying, I'm good. Love to see it. Luca also says, Arteta for me doesn't have plan B. When pressure gets him, he never delivers. That's the frustrating part. Exactly. And let me tell you something, and this is something I've been saying as well. I went and done the Arsenal-Real Madrid game. Yeah, all those little shitty bags that were down when everyone got to hold up their bag, you know, the fire marshalling and some of the fireworks and shit. You know, I was down there doing that work. And I said to the people at the Emirates, why are we not booked in for the, yeah? Why have you not booked in preliminary? Because what they do is they preliminary, I can't even talk. You know what I'm saying? They book it in, and if they get to the final, the job goes ahead. If they don't, it don't. I'm like, why are you not booking in the semis? Everyone was like, I'll tell you why. because even the club didn't believe that we're going to get past Real Madrid. The pressure was off in terms of it being the worst Real Madrid side in a long time as well. Even though individually their side pisses all over us, we're talking about them as a team, because all we did was outrun them. If you watch the heat map and all the rest of it, they were lazy. They're individuals, and they still had chances. Let's have it right. You know, the whole we beat Real Madrid, we didn't get a trophy for that. But the point I'm trying to make is even the club didn't think we were going to get far in it. And then we got to the semi-finals. And what does the club do? Do they take on the job and get scarves or more bags? Or no, they don't. Skinflints. They didn't think we were going to beat Real Madrid. You saw the tifo, bro. Wonky. Fucking what an embarrassment. As Arsenal fans, are we not sick of this? Do we not just want to be proud of our club? But yeah, big yourself up, my bro. Big yourself up. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. See if I can get to the end. XT for Phil Tilt, the pork belly bath special. Big yourself up. Why not? Big yourself up. I think I've missed something. This always happens as well. E. Ross is saying, Dr. Seymour, facts, everything on that bingo, spot on. Yeah, LOL. Did you see the press conference today? I wanted to bath. Oh my God. I'm not going to do waffle settings. Obviously, there's other channels for that. I can't do it, guys. It's very, unless it's a want from the subscribers, unless it's a request. I would like to not do it, but if you guys are wanting me to do it, you know what I mean? We'll just maybe read through it. But no, I haven't seen it. I tend to stay away from the press conferences, my guy. Yeah, absolutely embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. The doctor saying fact that AI knows what time it is hilarious to me. LOL. I haven't seen the presser. Did Curtis exactly? Because normally that's waffle settings. You know, the C unit in effect. I haven't watched it. I haven't read it. I don't know. And I think it's probably better for everyone that we don't. But like I said, this is you guys' show. If you guys want to go through it, maybe I'll try and find it or read it, or fuck knows. I don't know. Maybe it's too late. Maybe I can do it tomorrow on tomorrow's intervention. Why not? Big yourself up. Doctor saying, yeah, I got you, my G. We'll chat offline about it. Absolutely. Hit me up, my bro. Big up Dio. My country, South Africa. Got a shout. Oh, you're from South Africa as well? Yeah, man. Because my broski Godfrey. Surprised I haven't seen him in here today. I think he came into the Under the Lens earlier. He let me know that he's from South Africa, which was very surprising. I thought he was from over here. So yeah, man, we got a few, man, South Africans. Big up Mr. Robos from Latvia. You know, BBK from Texas. You know, we got a few people. We got a few. Big up Footy Corner TV. Big yourself up, man. I think you've been here before. I think you have. Did Emery do that do that then? Excuse me. Do what? Let me know. I'm sorry because I got to the comment a little bit late. So sometimes I'm like a toddler. You just got to, you know, pull me back in. I'm on the reins. Just pull me back in. Remind me, my bro. Big up Dio. Allegedly, there's Afrikaner genocide happening here. What? But my Afrikaans neighbors seem to be all right. Really? I hope not, man. I hope not. Obviously, there's always been issues in South Africa, man, but I definitely hope that ain't the case, people. Definitely hope that ain't the case. Big up Dio. He said Arteta needed to reach the final of the UCL. No guarantee of a win, but reaching the final would have been big. Got tipped out by PSG, though. All right, cool. Because some people are saying, you know, listen, the top gooners already saying, but we got to the semis. So imagine if we would have got to the final, it would have been like we won it. That's how they would have been acting. Excuse me. But the question I want to ask you lot, yeah, what's worse, going out to PSG in the semis or getting to the second final in our history and losing? Because I don't know if I could take that, guys. If I got to the final, I'm gonna be dreaming, you know, like dreaming in the next planet, bro. Tony Braxton, breathe again. I'm gonna be on a net. I'm gonna be all over the place, bro. We're in the final, like you. Then you can dream of winning it because you have a puncher's chance. But imagine if we got there again and he bottled it the same way we bottled it against PSG in the semi. I don't know what's worse. Please tell me. It's the intervention, guys. It's about you lot. Please tell me what's worse. I don't know if I could have taken that, guys. I really don't know, man. I really don't know. Big up Tony again. Just sub to Football Locker. Big up, my bro. Appreciate that, man. Good guys over there. There's more than one of them that run the chat. It's not just Arsenal either. I think it's Man United and Chelsea stuff going on over there. So give them a follow, man. Road to 1K, just like yourself, and give Tone a follow as well, people. 21 people in there. Hit the like for me, way in or way out, and make sure you're subscribing to the content creators. So do you go to the Europa to win that then? Yeah, honestly, and Top Gooners will listen. Stricto, I'm sorry to have to say it. I'm not trying to be rude. I've never met the guy, never spoke to the guy, but he seems like he's one of those. He comes out with some of the stuff that's on the bingo card. Look where we've got to. Look, we're competing. You know, we got to a semi-final. Yeah, people like that. But they were like, even him and the gal, they're like, you know, you'd rather be in the Europa than being in the Champions League. Yeah, if it means we can win it, then what are we doing? We just want to be in the Champions League to never compete. And what's the point then? If it's just to get the money, we're not financial advisors, guys. We're not shareholders. We're fans. Football. It's not business. It's not reality TV. It's not corporate stuff. So I want to be in a competition I can win. I had GVO Mike's West Ham fan, and I told him, your club has got more European heritage recently than my club. What are we talking about? Conference League. People keep putting that down. It's a final. It's a trophy. It ain't a fucking community shield that your manager wants to tell you is a trophy. How embarrassing. People want to diss the Conference League, bro, and Chelsea's about to tie up Europe in a bow like Thanos collected all the rings. That's a trophy, bro. Declan Rice did he not leave West Ham to get trophies, bro? And you've come to Arsenal, and he ain't won a trophy, and he won a trophy. Like, come on, bro, come on. But big up Footy Corner TV, appreciate you, bro. Big up Luca. Oh my God, you seen Arteta presser? Oh no, does mean striker not coming in. He's saying there is going to be evolution. New Havertz. Are you kidding? Okay. All right, guys. I didn't want to do it. Let me know if it's a haters TV. It probably will be a haters TV, wouldn't it? It probably will be. I didn't want to do it. I did not want to do it. I didn't want to do it. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know if you can hear this. You probably can. Hold on. Let me get off this. What is this strippiness? What is this strippiness? Just turn that down. Oh my God. We're going to do it, people. We're going to do it. Just give me a moment, doctor. Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. We're going to do it. We're going to do it, people. We are going to do it. Here he is. Here he is. The doctor himself. How you doing, my bro?
Doing solid, my man. Hope you're doing well as well.
As good as can be in these troubling times. These troubling times that we're in. You know what I mean? But it's good. It's good that we got you here, bro, because we're about to do it, man. We're about to do it. I didn't want to do it. We're about to do it. Let me know if you can hear it, because I don't want to get copywritten. I want to just play the audio. Let me know if you can hear it. If you can hear it, great. I won't have to share the screen. If not, then we will see. But let me know. Let me know.
I mean, they are a bunch of scumbags, though.
I was going to say, I'll stop it, man. Anytime you want to chime in, bro. What was that? I didn't quite hear that.
Oh, I was just saying, no, the this entire club, like, are run by scumbags.
Facts, bro. Absolutely. Like I said, man, anytime you want to chime in, I thought you can hear the audio, right?
Oh no, I couldn't hear it. I couldn't hear anything.
You can't hear the audio. You can't hear anything. Anyone in the chat, I'm probably going to have to share it then. And I didn't really want to do that. Let me know if you can hear the audio, people. Let me know if you can hear the audio. Let me know, because fuck it. Fuck it. YOLO, you know, like that. We'll probably just have to keep stopping it though, guys. We'll probably have to keep stopping it, you know, just to talk over, and hopefully we don't get a copyright. But that's where we started already. And as you can see from the headline, Havertz return, unbelievable, guys.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
well, and before you play it, it is polite, my friend. Rather, like, pardon my French. It is fucking unbelievable that he is, that he is returning this season, let alone returning to the first team to begin with.
Facts.
Like we let go of Ozil and Aubameyang for free. We were like, you know what, screw it, goodbye. Get out of this club. Like, and the fact that we haven't even done that with that overpaid pack mule with 4 right hooves, like he is absolute trash. He's absolute trash. And again, like anyone at this club that sanctioned that transfer, like they need to be kicked to the curb so fast, and as well as just be like completely like blackballed, like in the industry. Like the fact that anyone was like, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, like Mikel was like, was like advocating for that transfer, like very, very actively. And the fact that no one else at the club, see, like that's what really scares me, is that like no one else at the club was like, okay, sure, let's say that we do want to bring in Havertz. Like, are we really going to be paying 65 million pounds for a player like him, and then make him the highest wage earner at the club? I mean, like, see, like that to me is just completely incomprehensible.
Ronald McDonald stuff, bro. Honestly, because what had Havertz done at his 3 years? Oh, he won in the Champions League. He scored the goal. I get it.
He scored a goal, and that's what we're paying for: 65 million pounds, 280K a week for a goal in the final.
Exactly. Total, wild, crazy work, absolute crazy work. But yeah. I'll tell you what. Actually, big up DOE saying most news outlets are saying Party will sign an extension. Okay, I don't know if Doctor, whether you've heard anything about Party staying, or I mean, I haven't.
I also haven't. I mean, I'm not opposed. I think a lot of people were debating whether or not he was playing out of his socks this season as a way to get a contract extension. Yeah. I think that if he maintains this level for the next 2 or 3 years, which I don't think is unviable, especially if he's going to be more of a bench part player, coming off the bench, and as well as for rotating purposes, then I think he could certainly fill in a few gaps. And the drop off of quality also would not be that extensive either. So I'm in favor of it. And I would also say, to all the people that were talking about parties, off the field, issues.
Yeah.
Clearly the club, and as we know, this club is so PR, social media oriented, like it must be obvious to them, or rather, like maybe even the club knows something that we don't, that the public does not know with respect to that case. Because otherwise, I mean, I don't think they would continue to offer extensions to him, like if there was, something like so like weighing over their head.
Bingo. And hold on, that gets a round of applause, because I said the same thing. Exactly the same thing. I said, this club, the way that we're moving, if he was, if they had any evidence, or it was like, even if it was 50-50, he'd probably be the new pariah. So yeah, that definitely gets a round of applause, because I said exactly the same thing, my guy. So I'm with it. I'm with him staying. The qualities that we'd lose if he goes, I don't think is going to be replaced, not easily anyway. And Zubimendi is not that guy. Obviously, I will ask you about him in a little bit. Let me just quickly try and run through a couple more comments. Big up Footy Corner TV says, nah, Frimpong close, apparently. I thought he was going to Liverpool, unless that's what you're talking about, bro. Unless he's been linked with Arsenal, but I haven't heard any of that. Why not saying Emery got Arsenal to a European final? Arteta has not even a Diddy Cup final. Arteta could never. Like what Lee says about Odegaard. Arteta could never. That's what I'm trying to say, bro. Put some respect on Unai's name, man. Big up Luca. Obviously, I've plugged your thing a couple of times. Big up Footy Corner again. I'm fine with Palace, to be honest. No, I'm fine with them as well. For me, it's just like I want them to win, but I'm just like all the London clubs, you know, I've got a chance of doing something this year, you know, and we're sitting on our hands as usual. Big up, why not? He said, Viewz, we aren't cursed. We have a man who doesn't have the facilities, big man. I hear that. Or the or the capacity for a final. Fair play, fair play. I mean, me, like I said, when I say we're cursed, I'm 41 years old, people. You know, I've been here all through Wenger's reign. I've been hearing like a new signing. I've been hearing we're only going for world-class players. I've been hearing we move to compete while constantly getting lied to. Do you know what I mean? So with me, it runs a little bit deeper than just the 5 years, but that is a great point as well. Absolute great point as well. Bigger E Rose, he's putting Tony's link in there.
Motherfucking E, baby. I'm telling you, absolute legend work rate from E Ross. You know, like man got some Park Ji Sung work rate. You know what I mean?
Come on. Definitely one of the legends around these YouTube streets, for sure. Big up AJ, another one. He said, Viewz, this needs to be said. The Arsenal women team sacked their manager this season. 7 months later, they're in their Champions League final. What phase is the Arsenal ladies manager in? Well, there you go. There you go. You know, everyone's got standards. Even Robbie and them lot, even the Mutant channel, even the Top Gooners, they had standards when it was Gareth Southgate, but with Arteta, it all seems to get forgotten about.
Right. You know, and that goes back to a certain philosophy of, you know, rules for thee and not for me. You know, like I mean, like it's absolutely hysterical that that all these mutant Arteta sexuals, like they'll apply the most stringent, most unachievable benchmarks for every other manager. Oh, but when it comes to their patron saint, you know, the patron saint of moldy pinchos and tapas, oh God forbid, you know, we certainly could not, you know, like equate any type of standard of equivalence to that. Oh, heaven forbid that, you know, brother. I mean,
cooking. And I love how you put things as well, man. Very articulate. I love that, man. Definitely got some good takes on the old Asna and our embarrassment. Sorry, I'm covering you up there. Tony, his link's gone back in there. Big up Hammers Football TV again. Tony saying, latest views in chat, off to work. Big yourself up, man. We'll look to catch up later. Have a great weekend, people. Yeah, big yourself up. Always appreciate your time, bro. Hit the like on the way in and way out, and go and subscribe to Hammers Football TV. AJ saying, I do actually watch the ladies play. They actually love our club and actually want to win. Well, there you go. You know, what phase are they in exactly? Big up AJ again. He said, huge congratulations on 1.5 case. Is it 1.51 now? Is it? Oh no, I don't think so. I don't know. Hey, we can't.
It is. Big up yourself, man. Big up.
We couldn't be here without you guys. You know what I mean? It goes up and down, but we're definitely trying to build community. We're definitely trying to build like-minded people, and you guys make it all possible, man. So thank you. AJ's also saying take care, Tony Blackwell. Big up AJ. Big up Footy Corner. He said, what do you want me to do, bro? I'm not sure what that relates to, but please remind me. Lucas bigging up Footy Corner. He said, I'm good. Just check your channel. Amazing channel. Gave you a sub. Brilliant. Let's make sure everyone's supporting everyone. We are going to get into this waffle. I just want to try and, because there's like 94 chats. Big up Dio. I personally avoid Arteta's pressers, bro. So do I. But we're here. We're doing it for you guys. It's the intervention. Do you know what I mean? A few people have mentioned it, so I thought, fuck it. 21 likes. Big up AJ, man. Each and every time. If the pressure is that bad, the presser, might be a chance to test out that bingo card. It might be. I mean, with him though, this is where all of the top gooners get their excuses from. So a lot of the stuff is probably going to get mentioned here. The Champions League final. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So that's what I'm asking, my guy. You know, what's worse? You know, getting knocked out to PSG in the semis, or if you made it to the final and lost again? Dr. Seymour, maybe you can help me out.
Yeah, well, let me tell you this, brother. I mean, like, forget peckish. I am famished. I am here for this, for this waffleese right now. You know, so you know, like there's a certain bull. I think he's either Canadian or American. I don't know, but he's from like the North American continent. You know, he's always chatting like yamming waffles, sipping syrup. You know, so let's see what this Joker has to say.
Let's do it. We'll get back into the chat. I might have to stop stop it every now and again, hopefully not to get a copyright, but let's do it, people. Here we go.
Contribute if he's required.
And how much credit does he deserve for getting himself back into a position where he could play before the end of the season?
Unbelievable. I think his work rate, the work that he's done, as well, a lot of credit to all the medical staff for the work that they've done throughout the last few months, because between them they've been pushing each other. We know how important Guy is for us, and the fact that he looks in great shape. I think he's improved a lot of the metrics that are very important for a striker.
To pause it there for a second.
Pause it there for a second. Hold up. He said metrics. What did we have on the card? I can't remember.
Pull it up. Pull it up.
What the fuck is this? What on earth is this? Right, it says stop sharing. What, I'm sharing YouTube. Let me try and get this up now. Let me get this up. I think this is going to be the unedited one as well. Let's try and get this up as well. My. Let's see how it comes out on screen. You might have to do a bit of juggling. So we got rid of the waffle settings for the minute, and here I'll try and get it in the middle so we can see all of them come off the screen slowly. And there we have it. There we have it, bro. I don't know if you can see all of them. Might be pretty small. It's probably about as zoomed in as I can get it. But, you know, XG said we won through. I mean, there's a few categories it can go into, you know, our XT map, you know, things like that.
Just wait until next season. You know, Queen Kylie Havertz, first donkey of his name, you know, is about to really take flight next year.
Really take flight, yeah. So, and you can see how he's smiling. Look how happy he is. Does that look like the man desperate for a new striker?
Yeah, he's in great shape. He's about to, you know, like release a bunch of, you know, like new merchandise, you know, like during the off season. You know, I mean, I'm telling you, like this, rather like there must be certain clauses in the contracts, or rather, maybe it's the likes of Jason Ado and the bunch of other divs working in the whole, you know, like transfer player analysis. But it almost seems as if like we are intent on bringing in footballers who can double as merchandise mannequins.
No, absolutely, Calafiori. Like I said, it's Arsenal's Next Top Model season 6. That's what we are. We're a reality TV show. This is what the club is. And when you got it all comes down for him. Yeah, unbelievable. You know, the metrics. What are you talking about, bro? What metrics, bro? Is he fit? Is he ready to play or not? You know, this absolute clown. But we'll swap it around and the waffle settings will continue. Like I said, anytime you want it stopped, obviously it's good for me and copyright as well. So just let me know, my bro. Here we go.
Give himself the best chance, and you see the transformation on him, which has been really impressive.
And once again, there's plenty of injuries you're dealing with right now. What's the latest?
There we go. Ding, 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 ding. Injuries. Now that is on my newer card. I don't know if you saw it, Doctor.
Oh no, I didn't. No,
it's on my newer card. Let me try and get that motherfucker up. Give me 1 second. Blah 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 blah. Let me stop sharing that one. There we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
You know what? E. Ross brings up a great point. That man does talk like the male version of Siri.
Yeah, he's AI. That's what people were calling Adele. He's AI. But I think Arteta's the male version of Siri. Brilliant.
Like Basque Siri. Like, what would you call that? You know, like in Basque language. Well, any of you Bilbaoians and San Sebastianos, you know, like in the chat, you know, you let us know, like, what the equivalent of a Siri would be.
Exactly. What would that be? What would that be? Because that's brilliant. The Basque Siri. Oh my god, it's unbelievable, guys. I don't know. But anyway, enough of the talking. I tried to put a couple of edits on this. Kind of takes away from the quality a little bit. I don't know if you can actually see it, so I'll read out what I've got there because I don't think I can. Let me see if I can. I not zoom in on this. If I double click, no, I can. No.
You know, like, and before you get into that, you know, like we'll certainly talk offline because there are ways, like I'm also like a bit of a boomer, but I'm also a bit like tech savvy as well. So, you know, like so we'll get that squared away, amigo.
Right, sure. Right. And I need people like you, you know, like that. Yeah. I need it, and so I'm very, very grateful. I only done this last night about 11, I literally just got finished watching Marty and Lee going at it on Dan Potts, and I thought I've got to update the bingo card just so I can show it to people on the intervention, and we can hash it out. That's what this show's here. That's what it's here for. So I knew I'd probably end up speaking to you about it again. But the ones I put in was obviously injuries. You know, I think that's pretty obvious. We got a UCL semi-final. We're competing again. You know that you can put anyone in that. Look where we've come from. We come from the depths of hell. You can put any into that category. Who can replace him? Now I don't know about that one. I've heard it a lot from the top. Well, who would you get then? Do you know what I mean? I've heard it a lot, but what do you think? I mean, this is all up for debate. It can all get changed around. You let me know.
Yeah, so I mean, like, so the who can replace him? I think that one's brilliant because because they portray as if no one's available. Like there are no managers available that can replace Arteta. There are no players that can improve the squad. Everything's just perfect. Everything is perfect in the in the lens of Arteta and all of his cult minions.
In the family, in the culture. Yeah.
No other club gets injuries. It's not rather and as well. And I think look, to be fair, a lot of Arsenal fans haven't been supporting Arsenal for a very long time. That's fair. We are a very large club and we want to have a very large fan base. But more and more I'm starting to have the impression that these new age Arsenal fans think that we were founded in 2006 when we had broke ground at the Emirates. Yeah. I'm truly under that impression because they keep on acting as if we've never seen world-class players and as if we've never seen armpits in May. And when they talk about we got to a UCL semi, that's great. That's certainly nothing to discount. But if you really want to take a macro analysis at it, compare the squad that we had in 2008, 2009 when we had last reached the semis, and compare that squad to today, and I will take that squad back then
a heartbeat. Yep.
Every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Facts. Big facts. No, absolutely right, and that's what I'm trying to say. I mean, even when they say, because I've got that, but we beat Real Madrid. Because a lot of them say that as well. We just beat Madrid. It's like, well, hold on. The last time we played there and Henry was shushing the crowd, that was a bigger feat. That was a much better Real Madrid side. We had Flamini at left back. Do you know what I mean? What are we doing? That whole run was much bigger. The game was there was a lot more quality, world-class players, as you said. So yeah, that one annoys me, man. But we do get that. We do get that a lot, Who can replace him? We beat Real Madrid. So I thought, we'll get those in there. But as you said, we will talk offline. We will tweak it. But let's get these waffle settings on the go again, because it's quite a long video. I don't know if we're going to play all of it, but we'll get through as much as we can. Because obviously we are going on for quite a while now. But here we go, guys.
This is with Declan Rice, Leandro Trossard, Gabriel Martinelli, and...
Oh, for fuck's sake. No, we're not having that. Let me just quickly press the mute. It's always the way, isn't it? YouTube. It's always the way.
Advertisement, stinker, and hooked. Yep.
Stinker and hooked. You know what I mean? It's the intervention. They're interrupting now. Do you know what I mean? They're having their intervention. Hold on. Let me give that another quick little so we can get the volume. There we go.
Leandro Trossard, Gabriel Martinelli, and Yuri Timber.
Oh, sorry. So sorry. They just mentioned there Declan Rice, Leandro Trossard, Martinelli. Big misses. If Declan Rice has only got what Dembele had, Doctor, do you rush him back for this Newcastle game?
No.
Facts.
I mean, the season's already over. At this point, the only thing that we're playing for is just how much humble pie we're going to be eating this summer. Facts. I think we lost I think we dropped 21 points from all those draws that we've had, and what do people think is going to be the expectation? Rather, that simply because we're underperforming, that every other club is going to mirror and replicate that. No, they're not. And I think you know, and again, like we know that we know that these Arteta sexuals are completely shameless. Like, you know, like humility is a foreign concept to them, and you know, like, and I recall, just as probably you will, and as well as those in the chat, first half of the season, we were all chatting about how Man City's in the mud. You know, like I think they went on what, like a 12-game winless streak. You know, like they were
1 in 12. I think they won. Yeah.
1 in 12. Okay, thank you. Yeah, you know, like, and the Huckleberry Pie, that's funny as shit. You know, like, and despite all that, like, despite being in the mud and despite having an off season in their context, they're about to potentially finish higher than us in the table,
and show armpits as well.
and show armpits. You know, like, I mean, like, I'm still rooting for Palace. You know, like, I swear, like, I really hope they do, and because I'm so like there is no amount of irony that can, you know, that can fit into a jar for someone like the King of Zamunda, Eddie Nketiah, winning a trophy.
Yeah, another slap in the
First
face.
season away from this club. I mean, it's
Great point. Great point, Doctor. That's what I'm saying. And there you go. And this is the route that we've got to go down. We've got to almost embarrass our own club. We've got to hound out our own club with the humor and the piss taking, because it's all a slap in the face. You know, I done a watch along for Arsenal Liverpool. I done the Guard of Honor, bro. I was clapping. If it hurts, good. Yeah, because he told us, your manager told us, yeah, second is not good enough. Feel the pain. So when we say it, why are we getting all of this backlash? Do you know what I mean? So, but anyway, big up Footy Corner TV, said not a top gooner or whatever you call it. I'm just an Arsenal fan. That's it. And that's fair play. Some people don't buy into it. I hear it. But Footy Corner, maybe you want to jump on and we can hear some of your opinions. And if we get any full houses or lines, I'm only joking. And listen, that's what I said. The bingo card is there for people that don't quite know where they're at. The bingo card can also help you. It might be a little bit of self-awareness. Oh, I didn't know I was a top gooner, but I think all of those things, so maybe I might be. You never know. You never know. But everyone's welcome here. Everyone's welcome here, though. That's not what we're doing. Big up AJ, he said second final loss would be so much worse. That's what I think, man. I mean, we went out to the semis. I know it's bad, but if we got to the final and lost again, man, I don't know if I could take it, guys. I really don't. Big up Static back in the house. He said, one last thing from me. Sesko, Bundesliga only this season, 32 appearances, 13 goals, 5 assists. Okay, so you corrected me. Thanks for that. Sorry for all the hype he receives. That's not good enough. It's not. Scores a hat-trick this weekend. Unless it scores a hat-trick this weekend. No, that's what I'm saying. So I was giving him credit like 15, 17, and it ain't even that. So, you know what I'm saying? And look, I'm not saying the Bundesliga's, you know, not a tough division, but is that what we need right now? If he's the same price as Gyökeres, I mean, I think
right, exactly. Like it's a no-brainer, and the fact that we're even having this discussion just shows like how tapped like our transfer analysis at the club is, really.
And the fan base for even taking in this shit. It's because they know that Arteta, Sesko's Arteta's man, and Gyökeres is Berta's man. So there's always civil war one way or the other at the club. You know what I mean? Big up Why Not? He said everyone in South Africa is fine. Dio is alluding to the fake news. Okay. I didn't know. I tend not to watch the news these days because all they perpetuate is fear. Do you know what I mean? And bollocks. So I tend not to watch it. But thank you for the update, man. Viewz, see ya. Hey, Static, always, man. A pleasure. Thank you for being here, my bro. And I do want to try and get to the. I'll tell you what. Let's have a little bit more waffle settings. We'll get through these comments because you know we've been on for nearly 2 hours now, and we have got a watch along later on, and we'll also hear a little bit more from Doctor. Let's get back into these settings, people.
Again, they've done parts of the session, not complete session, so we're gonna have to wait and see tomorrow if they can deal with things that they haven't done because they weren't ready to that early in the week.
Final home match of the season, given all the injuries, given the red cards, given the suspension.
You see how the press is, bro? I can't even get 2 minutes into it. Do you see how the press all pander to this? Given all the injuries, given all the red cards, like you're just giving him all of the ammunition. What's your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, well, I mean, like there's something in communication called a positive feedback loop, and this is exactly just that. So as we know, the club monitors and they basically vet all of the questions that would be potentially asked during a pre-match or post-match conference, simply because like it goes back to the facade that this club wants to portray. You know, like it wants to portray like a very authoritarian like regime where, you know, like where rather, you know, like all the citizens aren't hungry, all the citizens are not like impoverished, all the citizens are not, you know, like living in like complete destitution. You know, like they're just painting a facade that, you know, that everything, you know, that everything's fine. And in fact, not everything's just fine. We're actually the best at everything.
Yeah.
You know, like it's nothing short of, you know, like Kim Jong-un settings, you know.
Yeah, I was about to say North Korea. Yeah, bro, I'm saying North Korea FC, bro. I said that in my earlier stream with Geordie Dread, man. That's it.
So ultimately, like what they do, like, you know, like they make sure that all of these questions play into the ongoing narratives that they have been peddling for years and years and years. Like like they build upon that facade, no matter how ridiculous and easily disprovable it is.
It is. Yeah, it's like politics, bro. It's like WWE, like a storyline. I'm telling you. And they just play into it. Like I was saying to Shane, excuse me, I wouldn't be surprised come that Newcastle game, last home game of the season, we don't see all of the injured players on the field, you know, with arms in a sling, you know, fake boots on and all that shit. I'm telling you, I'm so sick and tired of it. But yeah, again, very astute as always. And that's just the pattern of this club. It's so bloody annoying, but let's have a little bit more waffle, let's have a little bit more. But I'm just saying, man, it's like a cabal. They just feed into this shit, and it's like, why are they, you know, just before we go into it, I always use the example of Rivals. When I say, would you want him? And they say, oh, I don't know about that, you know, like that's what I'm trying to say. So when you got Rivals saying, oh, maybe give him one more year, I always liken it to Eric Ten Hag when we was all saying keep him in, because we know he's crap. We know he's not doing the job. So, yeah.
You know, like, and before you play that that next segment, you know, like the relationship that the media has with Arsenal, rather specifically like the journalists or journalist hacks, because that's what they are. Like they are an absolute disgrace to journalism. But the relationship that those hacks have with the club, it is both self-serving for both parties,
of course, because it's content, bro. Yeah,
exactly. So not only is Arsenal peddling out the content that they want to like portray, like, you know, rather than, you know, that everything is this in this like completely like isolated, sheltered world, that everything is perfect and nothing is in, rather like Mikel can do no wrong, the Cronkies can do no wrong, the set piece coach unlike the set piece coach can do no wrong, the club therapy dog can do no wrong, no one can do no wrong at this club. And flip side, like these journalist hacks, like they get notoriety and credibility reporting on Arsenal, like rather just because of the institution that it is within football. They are able to attach their name to some, you know, rather like to like a media outlet, portraying some type of credibility
with official news. Yeah.
Exactly. So, you know, like so this entire facade, and the entire narratives that they, you know, that they are portraying, like it is solely that positive feedback loop where ultimately like Arsenal gets to say like whatever they want to say. The journalists print it out. Then they ask about those questions in the press conferences, like to reaffirm the importance of the facade that they are trying to uphold. Yeah. So on and so on and so on, you know, like ad infinitum.
Facts. It's all honestly, I liken it to YouTube. Like we all need content. That's why you're going to get, you know, people that support different clubs that are doing. I mean, even today I'm doing a Chelsea Man United watch along. Like we all need content. Do you know what I mean? So that's why they're, you know, backing this Arteta thing, you know, and they're all probably sniggering behind his back. Do you know what I mean? They know he's rubbish and not worth his salt. But there you go. Some great points again. Right, let's have a little bit more. Just how deep are these players had to dig this season?
Yeah, it's been a phenomenal effort from all of them, understanding the circumstances. It's our last home game, as you said. It's always a very special occasion. It's our chance as well to wrap up the Champions League, to put ourselves in a really strong position for the second place, and as well in a way to say thank you again to all of our supporters.
Thank you again, all of you Arsenal customers, for allowing us to bend you over a barrel and fuck you for the last 5.5 years.
I'm glad you said it.
Thank
I'm
you
glad
so
you
much, Arsenal customers.
Cocaine and hookers, bro. These men are getting their bonuses every year. You know what I mean? They're not waiting till the summer before money gets spent. Do you know what I mean? And now, last year it was this ain't enough, and now this year it's thank you. And I told you, you know, we want to secure the second player. It's always the second, and now all the top gooners. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. But we'll keep trying to go on a little bit more
for the amazing season that they've been in every journey, in every ground, making the effort to travel with us everywhere and at home as well. And it's the biggest, I think, one of the best days in the season, when you have to just say thank you to them, and they can say what they feel as well about the team.
Okay,
given everything that the players have been through this season, have they got one more big performance?
Everything that the players have been through, this, like, what is going on? I don't know how much more I can do with this, bro, honestly, because I feel like I need to stop it every 5 minutes, man.
Well, you know, like kind of echoing like what a certain Martin Keown was saying on Talksport. You know, he was absolute wanker, that fellow. You know, and really just tarnishing his legacy at this club. Every single moment that he pipes up is just a constant reaffirmation that, you know, that we have to distinguish the player from the actual person.
Right.
And so, you know, so like I think it's absolutely his right. So what he was saying was that that he is concerned that the atmosphere of the Emirates may not be satisfactory if we drop points against Newcastle. And I swear, at this stage, I don't care if we finish second, third, fourth, or fifth. I don't care. Whatever gets this manager out of the club the quickest, that's what I support. And if it's a matter of dropping points to Newcastle and dropping points to Southampton, so be it. Please make it happen. I don't care if we miss out on Champions League next year. If it, I will take the sacrifice of missing out on Champions League, a competition that we would not win next year in any case. I would sacrifice. I personally, just myself, chat. I personally would sacrifice not qualifying for the Champions League next year if it meant getting a better manager in the summer.
Facts. And I just thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually just try and get to the bits that I want to hear about. He's talking about the players' mentality, the phenomenal effort, guys. I'm tired of hearing all that shit. He's talking about the fans traveling again, journeys. You get me? Is there ever going to be any destination? I don't know. But the next bit is obviously important to finish second. The dream of winning the league is gone. Oh, I don't know if I want to hear that. Party leaving. Maybe let's skip to that. Let's skip to party leaving.
Important to finish second, I swear.
Oh my god, I can't. There's only so much I can do. I mean, even just looking at him, he's just got one of those faces, man. He really has.
Like, you know, like I mean, like he's definitely the kind of person that would have like a "kick me" sign, you know, rather than like slapped on his back. I mean, again, like this is not the fucking Olympics, all right? You know, like we do not get a medal for finishing second or third. We do not get a participation trophy for just being part of the competition. You either rather like just like any competition every single year, you either like finish at the top of the table or you win the competition and you're lifting up the trophy. That's it.
Facts. Big facts, man. Couldn't agree more. Let's see what he's got to say about party leaving. He said, I don't want to talk about.
We'll all try to show our gratitude, how much we love them, how much we appreciate the time that we've been together. And hopefully our supporters can do the same with them.
Alex, Premier League.
Hi.
I know it's not over yet, but with 2 games to go, what is the overriding?
Is that all he had to say about party?
Until we finish the last one.
What was that? Did he even say anything about party there? He's in the wrong job, man. This should be 10 Downing Street. Sorry, go on, bro.
No, I think you're right. Yeah, I was originally going to ask you like if they were like rather like if that was the question that was about to be asked, but I think you're right.
No, yeah, like I don't want to talk about specific cases, and then the woman comes in and says the overriding feeling of the season. Don't really care about that.
Drinks all around.
Sake, don't care about that either. Emirates atmosphere, it's growing and growing. Increased pressure. What it is, yeah, I'm just trying to get to where he's talking about the strikers, because Luca was saying he's talking about a kind of the evolution of Havertz. Like there isn't a big need for a striker.
The evolution of Havertz. I swear down, like this. I mean, like this man thinks he's like Charles Darwin. Like, give me a break. You know, like 29 is from the Neolithic era. Like he's not anyone of of any substance in football over the last 10,000 years. Again, release him on a free. I mean, or sell him for, like 10, 15 million pounds. I don't give a shit at this point. But but I think one of the greatest impacts that 29 has on the squad is something indirect, rather. It's something very similar that I think we were doing the same like with Xhaka a few years ago.
Right.
Before he had that one-off season, that this manager was contorting and reshaping the entire squad to get the best out of Xhaka, and in this case, getting the best out of 29. And when they contort the tactics and directions, like to get the best out of one player, it is at times at the expense of the entire squad. So like for example, maybe the wingers are not cutting in simply because they would be impeding in that center forward space. He is one of the, player wise, no doubt the biggest dead weight at the club, and has even proven to be less of value and worth than Pepe.
Imagine that someone else who never got a fair shake. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. All right, well, he's saying I'm trying to just get to someone. Is it fully aligned on striker? Let's see what he's got to say about that. If it plays,
we can do. I don't know. I think sometimes from the plan that we had and actually what we were able to execute, we've never been able to replicate it exactly. This is football. It happens, I think, to every football club. That's why we plan certain ways, and okay, we cannot do, we will do something else. I think the aim is clear, but then you have to just do it slowly, thing by thing, and start to achieve it. And a big part of that as well is keeping and making sure that the players that are here are happy, they feel valued, and they are willing to continue with us. That's as well very, very important.
It's been sort of suggested that without Drag coming in, he's maybe suggesting some players that are different to you and you're maybe not fully aligned on the players you want for.
Well, if that happens, I mean that we cannot explain ourselves well enough and we are not clear enough of what we want, and I guarantee you that hasn't happened. It didn't happen in 5.5 years with Edu, and I guarantee you with Andrea, because they are good to say, Mikel, look, this and this is what we need. I said, go and do it. And if we not, it's because I will ask that many questions as well, and we will do so much work that it would be so evident that this one we don't have to do. It's not going to fit. I guarantee you it's not going to fit. Because as well, we have learned a lot. For some of them that have worked really well, and others not. And that's from the...
Learned a lot, buddy. You haven't learned jack shit since you've been here. Do you remember like back in grade school? Rather, I don't know. Like this was something that we had a lot like in the U.S. I'm not sure if it's like that over in the U.K. But ultimately, like when we were in say maybe like grade 2, 3, 4, and 5, like elementary school level, right? Or rather, like primary school. Is that what they call it over there?
Yep, primary. Yeah.
Did you guys ever do like summer book reports, like during like that like summer break?
Yeah, of course. You have to kind of like do a little write up on the book, things like that. Yeah.
Exactly. What this scumbag of a so-called manager, is like, he reminds me of someone in say like year 3 who had the entire summer to do a book report, wasted that entire summer, wrote it up the last night, rather like wrote it up the night before, and then had to give a presentation on it the next day. Man does not know what the sweet fuck he's talking about,
bro. And that's what I'm like. I feel like more confused when that's why I just had to turn. I just feel more confused. I feel more confused. He said we've learned. What have you learned? And they said, you know, if we can't do this, we'll do something else. What did you do? You didn't do anything else. You put a CDM up front. And every time you get spoken about the summer or transfers, it's the family and the players we've got here. They're not good enough. This is what I don't want to hear from him. You don't have to throw them under the bus. He can just say, look, you know, we need some reinforcements. You know, the team needs help. You know, what's wrong with that? What is wrong with that?
Well, right, you know, like, and like, I think it goes back to that the players are a reflection of the manager, right? You know, like, and that this manager has such tissue paper soft feelings, you know, like, and you know, like, and even the faintest whisper of any type of like accusation of accountability, and you know, like, oh, you know, like, or you know, it all crumbles, you know, like, and the players are just like that, you know, like, and I think, you know, like, we were, you know, there's so much psychology behind this, right? You know, like, so as we know, like, Arteta was a player who had contributed to bottling 2 league titles while he was with us, like once in 2013-14 and the other one in 2015-16. And there is a psychological disorder called repetitive compulsion disorder, compulsive repetition disorders. It's one of the two, but basically what they're like, what that does, like, when you experience a traumatic event, that disorder will almost like suggest that you will be prone to recreating that traumatic experience. So what he's done, like, he has taken those experiences as a player, and he has impressed it upon the players that he is currently managing. So in 22-23 and 23-24, like, I could like that right there was that extension from his years as a player, and he has recreated the same type of trauma. And so ultimately, like, now he's also trying to protect his players, who are also probably tissue paper thin soft, like, in their feelings, you know, like, because I'm sure that, you know, like, you rather, like, any type of accountability that would be in contrast to all of, like, rather, to all the lauding and to all the verbal accolades that the manager, that the media have been giving them, like, it would completely shatter them emotionally.
And I think, yeah, great. And I think, and I think that's what half the crux is with these top gooners. Like, even with, you know, I'll use the example of a gal not wanting to say rebuild and say retool. It's just, they just don't want to admit that the phase, the process, the whole pantomime, the jig is up. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, totally agree, my bro. A big like Ross. I need to get to some of these comments. I know I've been very, very slack on that, so we will round it out. He said, Dr. Seymour, need to get a channel, bro. And I think you responded to him. He said, I got something in the works. Yeah, a real life career. Big up. We will definitely stay tuned for that. He said, for sure, brother. You know I'll be there. Absolutely. Ross also says, talks like AI, laugh my fucking ass off. Or bro, he talks like AI, acts like AI. It's all crazy. Big up, why not? He said, yeah, I am from Streatham, Bilbao. It's a Streatham, Bilbao, South Bilbao. I hear it. Big up Dio. He said, you just don't get Arteta brought up. We just don't get it, bro. We just don't get it. He said, talk DR. Yeah, man. Dio's also saying there are fans out there that think Arsenal only started with Wenger. Absolutely right. You know, new badge, new stadium. That's when we must have started. Nah. And he said, are they effing mad? Yeah, crazy. He also says that was a terrible Madrid side that looked to have ended Ancelotti's managerial career at club level. It's not something to boast about, but top gooners will goon. That's what I'm saying. And I'm just saying, if you look at the contrast, you know, to when we actually went to the Bernabeu and got the 1-0 with Henry, it's chalk and cheese. It really is. Do you know what I mean? We'll try and get through a couple more, and then I'll let you come in if you've got anything else to say. Why I'm not saying I'm discounting the UCL semi-final, bro. And you're welcome to support the club however you need, whatever's good for your mental well-being. You know what I mean? If you need to take some time off, if you need to discount something, if you need to get in your feelings, if you need to come on here and whatever you need, you know, like that, we're here for you, bro. Big like Ross, he said Arteta prefers huckleberry pie. Yes, man, brilliant. Look at Mr. Robbo. He said, okay, I am home from work. What's new? Well, Nothing.
We are still in the mud, Mr. Robbo. That's what's new, you know.
New. Still in the mud. We tried to do waffle settings. We didn't get too far in. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, guys. It's my fault. Big up Robbo. Eros is bigging him up. Robbo's bigging up Eros. We love this. He said, "Who's the guy? What guy? What guy? What are we talking about? Are we talking about my guest? This is Dr. Seymour Butts, man. Legend out here. Always welcome on the channel, and he will be having his own channel soon to do his real life career. So we'll wait and stay tuned for that one. Big up Eros. He said, "Oh, El Doctor, yeah, El Doctor, man, El Doctor, very eloquent as always." Big up Rashid, my bro. Sorry it's taking me so long. I don't know if you're still in here. It's it's the intervention though, so you know how it goes. Make sure you guys are subscribing to Rashid. Let's get him to 1K. The revolution will be televised, people. Yeah, big up Arsenal Revolution TV. Eros, everything is programmed. Absolutely. Absolutely. Facts. Robo's bigging up Rashid. Love for the love. AFC always. Viewz and Dr. Seymour. Big up. Big yourself up, my bro. Yeah, man. Rashid, Mr. Robo Eros. Yeah, legends. Big up. AFC's also saying these days it's a trophy to be competing for the league and not winning it. Okay, fair play. Yet alone in such style. What went wrong, Arsenal fans? Can we make Arsenal great again? Stop this mediocrity for competing. Yeah, I mean, what's your thoughts on that, bro?
I mean, like if I had a soundboard, I'd be playing that applause. You know.
Hey, hold on. We can. There we go. There we go.
Absolutely, man. Like, I mean, that's. You know, like you were saying it earlier as I was driving on my way back home. You know, we want to be proven wrong. Like rather we don't take any enjoyment. Well, rather there may be some subjective enjoyment to it, but we don't take overall enjoyment from bantering and satirizing the club that we love. Thanks. You know, like we want to be proven wrong, because if we're being proven wrong, it means that we're seeing armpits in May.
Exactly.
Or rather, it means that we're seeing armpits. Period. At this point, you know, like I mean, like you know, like so these top gooners, these Arteta sexuals, these mutant Arteta gonad fondlers, they need to get checked. They really need to just pack it in and just wake up and smell the coffee that we are on a 21-year league title drought. And the last time that we won it, we had went invincible, and now again, like the contrast of 21 years is an absolute disgrace. Yeah. You know, like, I kind of wanted to go back to that Real Madrid team that we had beat in 2005, 2006, right? Because again, like I think all these top gooners, they love talking about context, right? Yeah. So let's talk about context, shall we?
Cook, my bro.
They had man like Iker Casillas in goal, right? Legend of the game, of the club. I mean, of the sport. They had Michel Salgado, right? Quality left back, quality. They had an up and coming Sergio Ramos, who ended up being again another legend of the sport. They had man like Roberto Carlos. You know what I mean? Roberto Carlos. They had David Beckham. They had Guti. They had Zidane. They had freaking Julio Baptista. They had R9, Ronaldo El Fenomeno. They had Robinho. They had Raul. You know, they even had, you know, like they even had like on their youth team like Antonio Cassano. You know what I mean? We were talking about some absolute quality front to back across the entire team, and we were able to go. I think that was what like their first or second year like of the Galacticos like back then. You know, like rather Arsenal, right? We went to their grounds and we turned over a 1-0 win. Mm-hmm. So while we did do a very solid job, you know, like putting them in the bin this year, the level of quality is just, I mean, like it's not even night and day. It's not
even night and day. And hold on, you need to really listen, because you know what I mean. If you're talking context, there it is. We beat Real Madrid. This is nowhere near that team. We had Flamini at left back. Anyway, we'll be here forever. We'll be here. But very, very well put as usual from the doctor. Sorry, I'm missing a couple of comments here. Big up Why Not? He says, LOL, given the injuries, suspensions, given all the players that you didn't have, that you will have 2 years from now. Bro, Ray Parler, some of our legends are really just embarrassing. Ian Wright, they're all company guys, bro. He was the first man that I fell in love with. You know what I mean? No pause. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, good.
come on, man. And now I'm embarrassed when you're like, yes, sir, no, sir, 3 bags full, sir. I'm just anyway. Big up Rashid, mate. Yeah, big up Rashid each and every time. Make sure you're subbing to Rashid. Why not? AFC, big up. AFC's bigging him up. Why not? Saying Viewz. Did you see what G Nev said after the pool game Sunday? Amazing achievement for Arteta to be manager of a club 5 years. Unsuccessful and no pressure from the club or fan. Oh, well, there you go. I mean, Gary Neville's always this. I mean, the whole media kind of dislikes Arsenal, if we're going to be honest. But I don't know. I mean, I didn't hear him say that. I mean, you just heard that now, Doctor. How does that come across to you? Does that come across as condescending? Does that come across as he's just having a very damning assessment of the Arsenal? How does that come across to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a complete piss take. I think that rather, as we know, people like Gary Neville, people like Roy Keane. I mean, I have a lot more respect for Roy Keane just because I think he's a complete straight shooter. Doesn't really matter what time of day is. He will always say things straight. But man, like Gary Neville, he was. I mean, he was part of that real. Part of that real rivalry, in the late 90s and early 2000s, and that there is some unsubstantiated hate and bias towards the club. There is. Everyone knows there is. Even he knows there is. Even if he wants to admit it or not. Right. The only amazing achievement that that he is, that Mikel has earned is that he has blown through over £750 million, won nothing, and still kept their job. That is a amazing achievement, no shadow of a doubt.
Amazing.
Yeah, that is truly unparalleled and unrivaled. So in that regard, yeah, you absolutely nailed that, Mikel. But anything tangible, not that.
Yeah, as you what's his name? Is it Jesse Peter? Amazing, Jesse Peterson. That's exactly what it is, bro. But and as you said, it's like an underhand compliment. It's really exactly. I forget the phrase, but yeah, absolutely, man. Gary Neville putting the boot in as usual. Why not? It said, I thought we were past that stage where managers had no press, and I find it significant that you, not himself, see progress in that. Is that another quote from that same? I'm not sure. Like I said, I didn't see the original. I didn't see those comments. I tend not to listen to Gary Neville where I don't have to. So, but big up for that, man. Yeah, I think it's condescending. I think he's putting the boot in, but we're fair game. Dio says we're getting Sesko. Hopefully not. I mean, what's your thoughts on that, Gyökeres, Sesko?
Oh, please no Sesko. He's another social media hyped player. If he, I think he would be good for a team like Newcastle. I think he'd be good for a team like Crystal Palace. Somewhere in the top half. But again, we were told that we had to qualify for the Champions League in order to attract world class talent. He's not world class talent. He may be world class talent in 5 or 6 years. But we're trying to get over the line next year, not in 5 or 6 years. Right. And so what I would say is that if we get an actual striker like a Gyökeres, and if we also recruit a Sesko as well, where he knows that he's going to be more often than not coming off the bench, but he will be a second option that will still get rotation, whether it be in say the cups, whether it be say in a European tie that is perhaps not as A tier. It's maybe we're going up against say like a Lille or even like a Napoli or a Bologna, rather like somewhere, somewhere like on that level, I think that's fine. But to demand him, especially at the price point that he's at as well, like like a lot of it just sounds stinky. And I know that we can do better. Again, like like we want, rather like we need ceiling raisers. Ceiling raisers, and like unless well, and unfortunately, like it's a bit of a misnomer because our center forward and striking options are ridiculously poor, that basically like someone like Eddie Nketiah like could actually like even like walk into the squad. Like we need world-class talent leading the line.
Facts, man. And yeah, I totally agree. And it just stinks of an Arteta signing to me. So already we've got another, showdown at the bloody whatever it is, OK Corral, because Berta wants Gyökeres and he wants Sesko. And then obviously then you've got all the top gooners trying to fight an argument for Sesko because Arteta wants him. And it's just disgusting. Let's be honest. Big up Why Not? He said, this is the vid. Okay. I'm not gonna click on it now. Go on.
You know what that was? I think that's referencing Gary Neville's interview. And that was, and I think that quote that he had shared earlier. Why not? Like I thought we was past that stage where managers had no press, and I find it significant that you, being Arteta, see progress in that. So but yeah, Arteta's a scrub.
He's a scrub. And big up Why Not, man. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. No, of course I didn't hear it, and that's what this show's for. Obviously, we're trying to wind it up now. I'm back on in 3 hours, and we've got a few things to do. Big up E Ross. He's saying waffle. Yeah, it is Jesus Christ. Lock it. I couldn't get through it all. There's no way we can get through it all, my guy. We know definitely waffle settings. Gary speaks from 114. Yeah, if anything, maybe on the next intervention, because time is a ticking over here. Joseph, my bro, hope you are well today. Big up the lads. Views on sport. Dr. Seymour, man. Big up, man. Each and every time, my bro. Hope you're good. Dio is saying, why not? Neville wondering how his first managerial job wasn't at Arsenal. Instead, he got Instead, he got smoked by everyone at Villarreal. Every time on Streamlabs, there's this arrow that's like right in the middle of the box, and it always fucking blocks out my words. So I apologize about that. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Him as a manager, do you know what I mean? So you could say Arteta's a little bit better than him. E Ross is saying, fact Seymour. Laughed my ass off, nothing but waffle. This shit made me dizzy listening to this tornado of bullshit. Yeah, he's spitting. It's absolute. It's just delusion at the top level. Dio is saying if they believed in the manager, it wouldn't scare them, saying it's a rebuild.
And I was actually gonna end on that because yes, you can't say rather you can't just suddenly now just like promote like project Mach 2. We are still in project Mach 1. And according to the to the prescribed phases, we're still technically like in phase 2 or 3, because we still have not developed the players, developed or brought in the players needed to get over the line. And I would honestly hope that we didn't spend £750 million just to be competing like that. That should be disconcerting for anyone. And going back to people like Egal, like Sophie, like Rory talks nonsense, like pork belly Babs, it all goes back to the lack of shamelessness that they have in admitting that they were wrong. Because again, like it also because like the facade that they have been portraying, like being this like tip top Arteta sexual, is a measure of infallibility. And as soon as they admit any fault, or perhaps like rather or even admit any responsibility that they got it wrong, their entire reputation completely sinks. Their entire reputation goes completely down the drain because for the last 5 and 6 years they've been backing something that has not warranted any backing.
And now they look like stands, don't they? Really, exactly. That. Exactly. And when he was saying in the interview, excuse me, I've got a frog in my bloody throat. All of the time that we've been together. I know that it's like they're looking at him and thinking all the time that we've been together, Arteta, like it's crazy. It's nasty work. It really is. But well put as always. Why not? Speaking of repetitive disorder, I was watching All for Nothing. Oh my god, over the weekend. I don't know why you're torturing yourself, my bro.
That's crazy work.
That's crazy work. That's dark. That's dark, and that's where we're at. You know, we're self-harming now. You know, big up, why not? You know, I'm here for you, my bro. If you ever need to talk. Anyway, over the weekend, and Arteta tells the team he hid on the pitch, he froze in a flurry of red shirts. Sorry, he froze. A flurry of red shirts whizzed past him playing You'll Never Walk Alone. See, I haven't. Have you watched the whole thing? I haven't watched it. I haven't watched the whole thing.
I didn't even bother watching an episode because as we know, like that was all, you know, like the PR, that was part of the inception of the PR propaganda, you know, like rather
jinx, then we said it at the same time. PR. You know what I mean? Great,
you know, but that right there, that reminds me of the 2013-14 season where he was at the heart of midfield, and we got so mind you, right? You know, like things like time is a flat circle, as Matthew McConaughey once said, right? So in 2013-14, we were top of the league for the first half of the season. Does that sound familiar to you at all to the first 22-23 season where we were then like 8 points top of the league and then bottled it, right?
Yeah.
So as we know, like back in the late 2000s, 2010s, we would typically fall off around the February, March, April, you know, like portion of the season. And in classic form, so we were top of the league. I think we were we were at least 3 to 5 points ahead, you know, like top of the table. Went to Anfield February 1st, 2014, got panned 5-1. And that was the ultimate precipice that had led us in. I think we finished 4th that year. You know, I mean, so it's just you know, it's like time's a flat circle. We were just seeing it repeated over and over again.
Over again. Interstellar. What a movie that is. Big up, why not? He said, I think Arteta has inflicted his insecurity and inadequacies into this team. Absolutely. 100%. His captain hides. The team hides for 45 minutes at Anfield. In gear 2, no awakened powers. Absolutely. I mean, how flat we were in that first half was embarrassing, Doctor. I mean, I don't know what you thought. I mean, obviously we done well enough to get back in the game, but for me, it's because they took their foot off the gas. You know what I mean? So, I mean, what do you think of that? Do you feel like the team's a representation of him?
Oh, 100%. You know, like, and I think, you know, like I've said it before. Like, I think if we had a better manager, they're getting far much more out of these players. Nice. But because of the tactics, because of the instructions, because of things that are just that has been proven to be so soft, are continually embraced. Yeah, no shadow of a doubt. Like not even Viagra could have gotten those players up in the first half.
and how flat we were. Against Newcastle as well, how flat we were against PSG, you know, all when it matters, all when we really don't need to be flat.
I know that and as you know, brother, that is a theme that we have seen for so long. You know, like I think the first time that I've ever seen that, and I think it was, I mean, like I know that I think it was like 99-2000 where where we had also bottled the league, or maybe it was 01-02. I can't exactly recall, but there was one season where we had, you know, like really where we were also like top of the league and we did not win it that year. But the first, I guess, like layer of softness that I really saw like most vividly was at St. Andrews. Like when Eduardo got his leg broken in half, you know, like that right there. Like I had seen an Arsenal that I had never seen before, you know, like, and I had seen Gallus crying on the pitch, right. like that to me. Oh, that really hit me deep inside. Pause, you know, but you know, yeah. And since then, like Wenger was also like impressing that as well. We had a bunch of fantastic technicians, but they were lightweight as a feather. And when the going got tough, and when we needed, not that we should, not like an imperative, but we needed, it was a conditional that we had to get over the line. We always found a way to fuck it up.
Yeah, I couldn't put it better, man. That soft underbelly, that's why I say because I say to Dio, like, we're cursed because we can just never get. Ever since them Invincibles, it's like he could never just put it all together again. That's for me when I kind of I stopped going in 2008. I'm just like, this is not the same guy. And with all due respect, you know what I mean? It's because, and ever since then, we've never been able to get to that level again, And Arsenal Wenger got it wrong plenty of times, as you said, full of technicians, but no physicality, or, full of attacking players, but we couldn't defend well. It's always. That's why I say we're cursed. But yeah, eloquently put again. Big up, why not? He said, get some help. Stop it. You know what I mean? Like the old MJ quote. No, I feel like that's what a lot of these Arsenal fans need to do, because it's like they're just dopamine addicts, bro. They just want to drink beer, they want to sing songs, and it's just about the vibe. It's just whether Arsenal win or lose, and it's not doing our club any good. It's not doing our club any good. Big up Joseph Connor Golden again. Big up, bro. He said top gooners act like Martinelli and Trossard are the best wingers they have seen. What's your thoughts on these two before I move on, bro? What's your thoughts on these two? Because for me, I've been here.
Sad.
Go on. I'll let you talk.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interject, but no, I think it just reiterates, so look, like I said, like, I have no problem with fans, wanting to learn more about Arsenal, wanting to, learn more about, about the club that they claim to love and support, right? And I can even reference a local example here. So I have a, I won't say it's a colleague, but he's an acquaintance, and he's only been supporting Arsenal since I think since COVID time. So, and with that being said, there are some Arteta sexualized opinions that he is that he has had, but talking with him, he's far more receptive than say your average top gooner. And when you put things into context, like how much they love to use that word, he then realizes maybe things aren't as good as how they appear to be. So for example, when he says, rather Arsenal is the best that I've ever seen it. And, in his lens, it does to an extent add up, because rather we have finished now second back to back and potentially a third time. We had reached the semis of the Champions League. Perception wise, without context, it does look good. Yeah. But when you add context to it, saying, oh yeah, well, we finished twice, potentially a third time after spending over £750 million and bottling the last two leagues. Rather, bottling the last two league titles over the last two seasons. That right there just completely diffuses the whole concept of oh, we're doing great. No, I think we may be doing good, but we're not breaking the glass ceiling. Right. We are not getting over the finish line. We are maybe doing 9/10 of the marathon, but but that last leg is where we are fucking up. Exactly. And if you don't cross the line, then it don't bloody count, does it? It's not, it's not recorded. And like you said, yeah, we're not breaking the glass ceiling. Someone needs to tell him, break glass in emergencies, right, in case of emergency. Right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Do something. So no, and I get what Joe's saying about Martinelli and Trossard. The reason why I wanted to ask you is obviously we've been linked with Rodrigo. I mean, it's possible, but is it likely? I mean, I doubt it. But that obviously brought a few questions about the ambitions of the club, players we might have to let go to make these kind of things happen. Some of the things that are coming out,
So I just wanted to kind of ask your opinion on it, what you thought, because for me, if we have to sell or swap Saliba in order to get Rodrigo, then it's just more of the same shit, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So I mean, what's your thoughts on it, bro? What's your thoughts on the wingers as well, bro? I mean, do you think we need to get rid of Trossard and Martinelli as well, or one of them?
Yeah. So you brought up a lot of fantastic points there. So as far as Martinelli and Trossard is concerned, I still hold the belief that, well, more so Martinelli than Trossard, but I think it applies to both of them. I think they both perform far better under a better manager. I think Martinelli, again, like I don't think that managers like Klopp would have touted him so highly if they did not have the quality. And we were also seeing in the first year, like when he was playing more centrally, like he was showing a lot of promise. So I certainly think that under a better manager, he would be doing a lot better. And I think he would also be cooking in a different league, whether it be like the Spanish league or the Italian league. I think the play is probably a lot more oriented for him. So with Trossard as well, like, I mean, like he's a quality player, but he's a little bit too sporadic and inconsistent. I think a lot of that, I place a lot of the blame on the manager, because I recall whether it was last year or the year prior, I think Trossard had received like a man of the match award for his performance, and then was benched for the next like 5 games.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Right, it's something to that effect, you know. Like and I think against some teams, like he can perform very well as a center forward, or even rather like on either wing, because he is. I guess because he's had the off season that he's had, I would not be opposed to getting rid of him. I would not be opposed to getting rid of both of them, very frankly. I think going on to your second question, I want to stay so clear and far away from Rodrigo. I think the only positive that he has is that he may want to prove himself after being in Vinny's shadow for so long.
Yeah.
But he gives me a lot of Robinho at Man City kind of feelings. And I'm not sure if you remember that, but you know, like Robinho had flopped at Man City so hard.
Of course I remember. I wanted him at Arsenal at one point. Yeah.
and mind you, like Robinho was a quality player. You know, he was quality for Real. He was quality for AC Milan. Like he's a quality player. But my fear with Rodrigo is that like he is too. Rather, I don't see the same hunger and fight in him as I did with Alexis.
Right.
And additionally, I think he's too lightweight. I also think that under this manager, he would become like a right wing back, so we wouldn't really be able to get the best out of him. And I don't know, like, and I think like for the price point, I think we could get 2, if not 3 quality wingers, like for that amount. Like I would much rather Eze. Like as an option, I would much rather have like Yildiz, from Juventus as an option. And also as well, I mean, I'm not a transfer analyst. This is why we have, scouts at the club. They are the ones that, that need to be like conducting this analysis. And I'm hoping that, that the signings that we make are going to be Arsenal signings and not Arteta signings. If they are going to be Arteta signings, then surely this is the last bit of rope given to him before he ultimately hangs himself at this club. So I mean, but like Rodrigo really does scare me. Really does.
You're the first one to say that. I mean, you're not the first one to say, because I was in someone's chat and I think someone also said about the whole Robinho comparison. I mean, it could even have been you. It could even have been. I mean, because I haven't. I mean, that's
probably
not,
was. It probably
was. It was. I mean, because that's not the general consensus. Do you know what I mean? Even me, and I'm not going to act like I've watched him regularly because I haven't. Obviously, I know we didn't do too well against us, but they're shifting him out to the right. I know he can play 10 as well. So I was like, okay, if that's the type, cool. That's the kind of, as much as it might not be a good move, it's the kind of glitz and glamour name that we need to try and look at, right? So, and like I said, I don't know everything about him. But not surely not if we're going to be, ripping apart the jigsaw, at one end to fill it up at the other.
You're absolutely right, and I didn't answer that bit, so I apologize. So yeah, like to your entire point, like I do not believe in that whack-a-mole settings as far as like getting rid of one player just that we can get another. So here's what I think about Saliba. Like I mean, like this guy is absolute quality. I mean, like he is truly like one of those like one in a generation kind of players. Like he is absolutely class.
Mm-hmm.
But we also know, rather, like even from things that he has said, like in public to the media, he believes, right? It's a self-instilled belief. He believes that he needs to win trophies in order to become in order to be regarded as the best center back in the world. And if we continue fucking around not winning anything, he's going to bounce. And I think we've already seen his gaze already being pulled by the likes of Madrid. So at this stage, while I don't want him to go, there is a part of me that thinks, maybe we should just sell him while his value is high, get a replacement like a Diamande or even like a LaCroix from Crystal Palace, like get a replacement. Sure, it's not going to be a Saliba level, but but maybe like the drop off would not be too massive.
Yeah.
But overall, like to your point, like this whole nonsense of robbing Peter to pay Paul, rather.
Yeah.
Like, that needs to like we had seen that too often in the past when we were selling the likes of like Fabregas, and we ended up like recruiting Arteta, whether it was because like for years we had a plethora of attacking midfielders, but we had no central defensive midfielder in the base.
Always an issue, isn't there?
Exactly. Time's a flat circle, so so ultimately, like, I mean, at this stage, it may behoove us to get rid of Saliba this summer because his contract expires in what, 26 or in 27?
Yeah, I think it's 20. I think it's 26. No. They said at the end of the season there's 2 years left or something. I think. So,
okay.
Yeah, I think. Don't quote me.
So let's say let's say that it does expire in 27. Like if we win nothing again next year, then he's gonna have one year left on his contract, and then he would have to be sold at a cut rate price. Yeah. So now was the time. You're right. Well, I know what you was trying to get to. Now was the time, and it's even less for Trossard. That's why I kind of wanted to ask you about those, because his age, and if I was going to try and keep any of them, it probably would be Martinelli, because obviously younger, more of a ceiling in my opinion. But if we are in a stage where it's like, as you said, rob Peter to pay Paul, then we have to start looking at assets, and the legendary Kenny Ken, he's like, this is a business, what do you expect? So if someone's looking around Saliba, someone like Berta will say, well, hold on, if you want this, that, and that, we might have to cash in on that. Mm-hmm.
So with the context, as you said, time's a flat circle, it's the same old shit, but with the context, it might be, kind of, I don't know, cutting off the hand to save the arm, if you know what I mean.
Right. Like it was a very common medical procedure when they were treating gangrene back in the 17 and 1800s. So those who don't know, that gangrene was a very debilitating disease where ultimately a certain limb, what have you, would stop ultimately receiving blood flow. Like it would end up like turning black.
Yep.
And what surgeons at that time would have to do, they would have to cut off the limb to save the rest of the body or the torso, right? It is no different than treating a cancerous cell within your body. So within your body. So for example, my granddad, he used to have melanoma back in the day on top of his head, and he would go to a dermatologist, and they would get a little ice cream scoop, and they would scoop out the melanoma from his head. It is no different here, where Mikel Arteta is the cancer at this club. So ultimately, in order to save the torso and the remaining body and the club itself, we have to cut the cancer out. Like if it means cutting off a limb, if it means cutting off 2 limbs, the only positive takeaway is that like this club is not a human being, and the club is able to to grow back its limbs in this sense, and reestablish a more cultivated foundation that brings us back to the years, to the latter years of Highbury, where we were the cream of the crop.
Cream of the crop. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're getting compared to Barca and Brazil, and that's a great analogy. And that's what I'm saying. So, and the reason why I even said it is because obviously, we don't want them to do that, because it reminds us of old. It's the PTSD. But then we also understand that we might need to do that, especially if his head's been turned. So it is a little bit bittersweet with that. It's so interesting to hear your thoughts on that. Always good as usual. Big up Why Not? He's saying floor razors, ceiling razor, need a decision razor and a manager level razor.
yes, facts. That is
great. That's great. Big up Why Not? Sorry I've taken so long. We'll try and get to these chats. He said, I am and have watched All for Nothing to give me a better glimpse of inner workings and the psychology of the manager, like his crap team talks. And yeah, this is what makes me feel like they're not listening to this guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, they can't be motivated by this anymore. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, I'll get your thoughts on that in a minute. Mr. Robbo has said, Joseph, they do, to be fair, and that's embarrassing. Obviously, having your own convo, big yourselves up. He said, Viewz, we are cursed. Sounds like a top gooner excuse. Maybe a bottom gooner excuse, bro. I don't know. It's not all roses over here. It's all doom and gloom. So, I get it. Big yourself up, though, bro. Always welcome around here. Why Not saying he gave that Liverpool team talk about how he froze? Oh yeah, to LFC 4-0. Tavares was playing at either half time or before game. Guess what happened? Team froze. And I mean, it's just, this is what it is. It's 5.5 years. It's half a decade of the same shit. People not being able to get over the line. Like, he is the Spanish Brendan Rodgers, and there's no. It just is what it is. People. It just is what it is.
I mean, like, I think that's a massive discredit to Brendan Rodgers himself.
My bad. You know what I mean? I used to liken him to Ranieri, and again I said, hold on, let me take
right.
Let me take that back, because Ranieri, he's got across the line. So yeah, you're absolutely right. But just in the context of at Liverpool, Brendan can get him across the line. But yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy work. It's 2025, man. Look at the twilight zone that we're living in, bro. It's like the upside down. Do you know what I mean? We got Tottenham Man United final. We got every other team picking up trophies. We got Arteta, probably the most senile Arteta that we've seen in a long time. Do you know what I mean? It's just embarrassment all round. Mr. Robbo saying, think about it. Teenagers or early 20 guys today that have been supporting Arsenal for 7 to 8 years. Yeah, I've only seen Emery and Arteta pretty much. Yeah, and it's not good pickings, is it? It's really not good pickings. And, but now we sound like TARDIS FC, didn't we? Because we're talking about 2004 and what we've done in the past. And as you said, it's all relevant. Everything's relevant. Bear with me a minute. Yeah, I think I read that one. Yeah, I think we've got there. Have we got there? No, we haven't. Big up Dio. He said, if we lose Saliba or Magalhaes, Rice or Saka, this club is going mask off.
I'm here to tell you, like, one prediction I have, because kind of going, not to make myself sound like a geriatric here, but years ago, if you recall, City had picked off Adebayor, Clichy, Sanya, and Nasri from us. I could totally see a scenario where Real Madrid either buy Saliba or Gabriel, and then they get the other one for free. Basically bringing them both to Madrid to maintain that pairing, because rather that pairing, as we know, like is probably one of the most solid pairings in the defense that we have seen, not only at our club but probably across football over a long period of time. I mean, like, you would really have to go like back to the days of yesteryear.
Yeah. Whoever you want, whoever was
right.
Tony Adams, Bowl, whoever. You know what I mean? Like, it's, you literally have to go. But, you know, absolutely right. Absolutely right. I mean, it really could be. It really could be, because I'm even thinking that, you know, now, because why haven't we heard that Saliba or Gabriel's already signed the contract, or even Saka? Because these are things that Berta could be doing since he got here from day one. You know, so maybe they're looking at it like now, well, and this obviously leads into what you were saying. You know, maybe we're going to wait and see. You know what happens at the end of August, start of September. You know,
and I think their agents are also saying the same as well. You know, like I think they're verbalizing it to the players, especially the likes of Saka, Saliba, and Gabriel. Rice not as much, just because like he's just recently, you know, like arrived here, but you know, I'm sure rather is I think the last time it was brought up that Saka was either like in potential talks with having a new contract extension. I think Saka actually pushed it off, saying that, you know, like rather that you know, that he was just gonna, you know, like wait and see to see like how things were to, you know, like progress as time proceeded. But you know, like I don't think he's a Harry Kane type here. You know, like I think that I think if we win nothing next this coming season, I think he will potentially leave.
And I'm of the opinion as well that if you're an ambitious player, you don't get a long career. Do you know what I mean? Like, you got to start looking at these players now. That if you're so eager to stay, that, you know, why? You know, what's the allure? Oh, we're so close. We're so close. You know, so maybe I'm starting to look at some of these players like they are a bit mercenary. But yeah, no, some great points, and obviously we got to try and be logical. We got to try, and obviously, you know. But for me, if we do kind of rip the band-aid off and that centre back pairing is broken up, it will hurt, man. It will hurt. But like I said, that could easily remedied if you're getting some world-class players up the other end, or we're getting some adequate, you know, replacements. Because for me, I don't know about you, but when the partnership is broken up, Gabriel handles things better, you know, just in general for me. I don't know, you know, what your observations on that are. You know, when Saliba's in, it's like he can't then just concentrate on himself. He's got to think about Kivior and whoever he's with, basically. What's your thoughts on that?
I think that's a fantastic point. I mean, I think part of that could be attributed to his younger age, and just not fully honed and developed like his craft. But you know, like I think what I love about both Gabriel and Saliba so much is that they complement each other so well. You know, like it's very much, you know, like sweet and sour sauce, right? You know, like it's a pairing where I think it's like an old parable where basically like one cannot exist without the other. Yeah. No, exactly. And I just feel like, you know, we have seen, especially this season, stages where they've had to switch it up, and I just felt like Gabriel handled it better. You know, I just feel like he's more of a excuse me, a win now player. But that's just my thoughts. Big up, why not? He said mask off ? That doesn't sound like Arsenal. Their move fully mask on and the barley fade into the shadows. that's a bit of a weird one, but yeah, big up. Big up Dio. We said mask off is Arsenal showing that they genuinely aren't bothered about not winning by selling a major piece. Yeah, there's that as well. So I mean, like I said, that's why I was just trying to have both kind of ends of the spectrum and how you want to look at it. You can look at it like PTSD, or you can look at it and say, well, Trent's just left for a free. You know what I mean? Do we want that to happen to us? If the player is looking to go, then we want to try and get money for them. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm with you guys. I mean, for me, if you break that up, that's a gut shot for me. That is a total gut shot. Dio also says, imagine it's July, preseason is starting, but Arsenal have accepted 110 million bid for Saka. You know, but this also brings me to another point, and I've been saying it on a couple of streams lately, and I'll ask you about it. I mean, I'm actually looking at us like we're a selling club, bro. Yeah.
I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
We've been a selling club ever since we had sold Thierry. You know, like we have seen so many quality players come and go, and the only reason why they've gone is simply because we have not won major honors. You know, like we no doubt. I think I think Cesc would have probably gone to Barcelona eventually, but
Eventually.
I don't think he would have gone as early in his career had we actually won like a league title or two. Big up Mama Flossie, absolute legend,
Yeah.
absolute legend. Big up the Geordies. But so yeah, I mean, we've been a selling club for a very long time, and then we had those few glimpses of, like, for example, like buying Ozil, buying Alexis, buying Aubameyang, even buying Lacazette for that matter. Like Lacazette was quality when we had purchased him, but overall though, like, we have been a selling club, and that's something that hopefully, like, Berta can reverse those fortunes around, and ultimately, they don't, rather, the most important player in that is Arteta, like, because rather, like, it not only goes back to keeping players, but also goes back to improving the atmosphere. If you want to keep your best players, if you want to improve the atmosphere, win trophies.
Yeah, because you need I always come back to this analogy as well. It's like, even when you're at school, you don't pick the worst players first. Do you know what I mean? Like, no matter where you are, you want a good project. Wayne Rooney wanted to go to Chelsea. Steven Gerrard wanted to go to Chelsea when they got all the money, and you want to go where it's lit at the end of the day. So totally agree. Big up Mama Flossie again. No, big up Eros. Send the manager with them. Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I am.
Yeah, at this point, I'm totally in favor of launching a GoFundMe to build the world's largest catapult and launch that man into outer space.
I'm with you, man. I'm totally with you, bro. Forget protesting. None of that's gonna work. Even bums on seats might not work. You know what I mean? If you fall out of Europe and you start messing with the bag, yeah. But other than that, biggest catapult in the world. I'm with you, bro. I am with you. Big up, why not? He said tempting Dio. That's 110 on Saka. That 110 on Saka is 220 in the market. Ay. Yeah, but I'm starting. The ambition, man. The ambition has been lacking for a long time. It's been lacking for a long time.
You know what? Here's a good question for you. Like, why not? And for you, Viewz. Like, so if you recall back, I think, what was that? Like 2016, like when Liverpool had sold Coutinho. They sold him for what? I think it was like 115, 120 million pounds or something like that.
Over 100. I know that.
Right, and they used they had utilized those funds to build up their squad, and then they won shit.
Sorry, I'll just come in and I'll let you continue. The thing is with them as well, it's like I was saying earlier in my stream, it's like they bought, like, future proof, like they bought the highest in class. So now that them same players are still performing now, winning them titles. Sorry,
no. That was an excellent addition. But to that end, I certainly don't want to see like our best players leave. But if it's a matter of, say, like buying rather like selling Saliba for, say, like like 90 or even say like a triple digit figure, to then reinvest that into the squad. So, like, for example, like getting a Diamande, I'd rather like those links have now already been starting to like pick up pace, which only for me makes it seem like Saliba is closer on his way out. I think Diamande would be an excellent signing, and I think we could get him for maybe like 40-45 million. Like we would still have roughly half of the transfer funds, like from that Saliba deal, like to spend on, say, like Eze, for example. Like, and that right there not only like replaces. I don't think Diamande is as good as Saliba, but I think he could certainly reach that stage.
Yeah.
So not only were you getting a very near like replacement for Saliba, but we're also improving on a position that we've been sorely lacking, as well as just getting like good quality into the squad. Like Eze is not only versatile, but but he's quality on the ball, and he also satisfies the English quota.
Of course. I've been calling for Eze since the end of last season. Honestly, everything is documented, and that's the only good thing about the internet. You will get caught out if you chat. I was always calling for Eze. I was calling for Elise before you went. It's like, I don't care if we go and raid Palace. Why do we not go and slap our balls on the table, man, and say we're gonna come and take your best players in the Premier League because they're already ready to go. And that's what I was saying. So yeah, I totally agree with that, man. Eze. But why not? Here's got a question for. He says, Saliba is sold or leaves for free. Pick your poison. I mean,
Sold. Easy
yeah,
for me.
sold. We kind of been discussing that, and I think we kind of both in the agreement that if his head's turned, then we have to try and make some money. Theo says if Saliba hasn't signed by July, then sell him. Yeah, fair play, fair play. But I mean, obviously, it's probably him with more of the power than us, but we'll wait and see. Why not saying being ruthless and not cutthroat? Sorry, and cutthroat. CT, is that CTI or is that no CT with some exclamation marks? If Saliba isn't renewed on the 1st of the 7th, 25, sell him. Listen, that's what I'm trying to say, guys. Because at the end of the day, if his head's turned, this is Real Madrid. If they can come and do that to Liverpool when they're winning stuff, then you can bet your bottom dollar that it's not going to be hard, for them to do it to us. Big up, why not? He said gangrene, necrosis disease.
That's it.
That's it. Eros saying redundant. Everything about this club. It's hard to argue with that, my bro. Mr. Robbo. We sound like Liverpool under Rodgers. Yeah, History FC about 2004, etc. Plus every year we hype up the season saying this is our year and always fall short. Go on, bro.
Phenomenal point there. I remember those years very well because I was bantering the fuck out of Liverpool, because they were peddling the same shit, we're this massive club, we have some of the best players around, and at that time they actually they had a fairly solid squad, El Nino, I think he was probably one of the strikers that I hated the most because he was so good. I think they still had Javi Mascherano that time. Then they still had Xabi Alonso as well. Pepe Reina, at the back. I mean, they had a quality team, but but Rafa wasn't able to do the job, nor was Brendan. And what did they do? They got a quality manager who was able to get over the line. And I will still never forgive this club for not sacking Wenger and bringing Klopp in while he was still over at Borussia Dortmund.
Why didn't we get Ancelotti instead of Arteta? It just smacks of negligence. It really does. But yeah, great point. Big up for that. Big up Luca. You okay? Yeah, we are all right, bro. We are all right. Big up Mr. Robbo. We've been a selling club since Emirates showed up. Yeah, absolutely. That's the whole facade that it's going to take us all this time to get out when we're 20 million a year. Come on. I don't even want to get into that. Big up Mr. Robbo, but we need to pay off. Yeah, look, I was just saying it. We need to pay off the stadium loans. Fuck you know. We've been through it, guys. We really have. This is what the intervention's all about. Copper Steeds, here we go. G. I big up Copper Steeds. He was in Shane's chat, just putting letters, just random letters in. I don't know what that's about, but welcome on in. Welcome on in. Big up why not? He said sell Saka, get Doué and Rodrigo. Not a bad trade-off. Well, if you ask Doctor, Mr. Seymour, he's not too keen on Rodrigo, so maybe he wouldn't be so keen on doing that.
Doué, I would be okay with, but I think Rodrigo is I think we have to be very careful about how we spend money. You'd rather just because we have a war chest does not mean that we need to blow our entire wad on one player. And I feel that I think that Rice was an excellent purchase. Was he a 100 million pound purchase? Perhaps under a better manager, maybe he would maybe he would show that. Do you think he's a 6 or an 8?
I think he's a 6.
I also think he's a 6. And that's something that I've never understood as far as why try to recreate the wheel when we've already seen what's been successful. When he was at West Ham, when he had achieved team of the year that season, he was playing in a double pivot with Souček.
Just a caveat, when he achieved player of the year with Arsenal, he was playing in a double pivot.
Great point.
Last season.
So I think he can make forward runs, and I think that he should exclusively be on set pieces. But I think his best role is playing at the base of defense, with perhaps a more progressive 6 that can play as an 8. You know, like almost like a Yusuf Fofana type, like would have been like I felt like rather, or even like a Caicedo again, like we fucked up, we fucked up on Caicedo.
Yeah, massively. Yeah, nothing but facts. Eros agrees with you as well. Mama Flossie having a laugh. We love to see it. I think I read that one already. One moment, bro. One moment. Mr. Rubbo. With Berta here, I trust a bit more that money would be invested properly if we sold a massive player. Then again, PTSD and Arsenal have bad track record in that regard, always buying dross. Yeah, that's it. I mean, now we got to hope that, Berta's talent ID is just, it just has to be better than anyone at the clubs, because I think we've done really bad in that regard. Like if you look through the Premier League teams, there's like 2-3 players, maybe even more, and near enough every team that could walk into this Arsenal side or can come in and make it look better. How have we missed out on an Elise, on an Eze? How have we missed out on a Kudus, from Ajax, 35 mil? How did we turn down Isak because we've got Eddie and Ketia? Like, who is the talent ID at this club? Edu apparently wanted Bruno Guimaraes, yeah?
Turning down Kvaratskhelia from Marquinhos.
Look at us now, bro. Oh my god. And this is why I say we're cursed, bro, because we've never got any, especially since David Dean went, we've never had a football person at the club. Lawyers and bankers and, like I said, money laundering and human trafficking. That's what I think's been going on at the Arsenal. We're getting mad. The comments just keep coming in. I'm trying to get to the end of it, my bro. They keep coming in, but as usual, class, absolutely class. Big up all the chat. Big up Mama Flossie. Legend. Shane Gooner in the building.
What's up, Shane?
Absolute legend, world-class work, bro. It was never even meant to be this long. I got to watch along at 8 o'clock as well. Do you know what I mean? But it's the intervention, man. It's the intervention, and if people, especially the legend Seymour, wants to come up, and we got to facilitate. We have to. But big yourself up. Make sure you guys are subscribing to Shane, doing big bits. We've got a weekly show coming up, Clean Through 1-on-1. Watch out for that as well. Good afternoon, Mama Flossie, legend, of course, in these YouTube streets. Why not saying big up Shane? Shane's showing a love. Yeah, Robbo's doing the same. Ross, big up every time. Yep, Shane getting the big ups there. Let's see if we got anything else we can go over. Mr. Robbo, top Gooners will move the goalposts, yeah, again and again. That's what they do. Shane Gooners bigging up Robbo. Yeah, Ross, everyone. Community settings, we love that. Ross, hold on, what did you just say there? I'm pretty sure I missed something. Streamlabs is pretty weird like that. It keeps scrolling me up and down the chat. He said, see if I can get there again. Not this one. See if I can get there. There we go. War chest is a swear word on this channel. Steam. That's what he said. It's a swear word.
We'll tell you what, like if you get a swear jar, I will contribute, like 5 cents or rather 5 pence, for
yeah. We'll do very small amounts, and then maybe the swear jar. If anyone gets a full house on a Top Gooner bingo, then they can win the swear jar. You know what I mean? There you go.
See, now that's a 10,000 IQ idea there, man.
Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking on gas. But big up Ross, man. I appreciate you, my bro. Summer greetings, Flossie. Yeah, big up Why Not each and every time. Mama saying hello, why not? Robbo said we used to sign better players in Europa League. How does that make sense? But we need UCL to sign big names. 2 years in, where are they? What do you reckon about that, my bro?
Yeah. No, Mr. Robbo nailed it. Nailed it exactly. And I think I had mentioned it earlier as well. Like this club and all the mutant, Arteta sexual gonad founders, they were saying, oh, guys, how are we supposed to compete against the likes of bigger teams that are, that are currently in the Champions League? There's no way that we can do that, and I think simultaneously, like we were seeing other clubs that were in like the Europa League, like in the Conference League, like not even in Europe, like sign the players that they wanted. It was a bunch of nonsense on stilts that they were chatting, especially these days. Like money talks and bullshit walks, unless we're going to a club kicking down the door, yelling out, "It's a stick up and hit the floor, drop the bag and bring the player with us." You know, like it's as simple as that. Like we have you know, like, you mentioned Elise. That should have been a no-brainer. We should have signed Eze last summer. That was also a no-brainer. At this stage, you know, like I'm still much a favor of the idea of leaving Fabio either at Wolves or at Crystal Palace with a bag and bringing either Cunha or Eze in replacement. You know, like that right there is already like a massive upgrade on a player that we had spent an enormous sum of money on that has given us absolutely sweet fuck all.
Big facts. Yeah, no, big facts. And I was calling out for it. I was saying, look, you know, I know Arsenal. We keep talking about we only want the best and this, that, and the other, but the actions always go against that, always contradicts it. So I said at the end of last season, get me Eze, get me Kudus, get me Elise, and then try and even get me Isak before his price went astronomical. When everyone kept saying he was injury prone, and before Newcastle had the type of season that they've had this year, you know. I can see it. I'm just a guy on YouTube. You know how these guys are millionaires. You know, they're getting paid very handsomely to get this right. You know, and they just don't. So unbelievable. I think we've actually finally got to the end of the chat. I think we finally got to the end of the chat. Finally, guys. 3 hours and 10 minutes, man. Yeah, this one's been a mega one today. Just give me some closing thoughts, man. Any last things you want to kind of talk about on the team, on stuff coming up, or anything that's near and dear to you, my bro?
Well, you know, first and foremost, Viewz, big up for having me. You know, always a pleasure to jump on, you know, and shoot the shit. I mean, as you know, guys, like I don't have a channel for Arsenal. Like I'm only strictly here as a journeyman. I will come in, you know, like and share my thoughts, but ultimately, like I'm just here, just to help promote the quality like of channels like yours, Viewz, of Aaron's, of Shane's, and whomever's, you know, that I join, because I think, you know, from that media perspective, it is so critical that, you know, that channels like these ultimately push out the Arteta sexual top gooner channels. Like that is rather because at this state at the moment, they do control a significant part of the narrative.
Of course.
And one, you know, like, and that narrative has been getting chipped away slowly but surely. But it's but to that end, there is going to be a gap. There is going to be a certain hole to fill, and that's where channels like yours and, you know, like an Aaron's and Shane's and DJB's and others, like that's where they need to come in and fill that gap, because unfortunately, as I believe that, like a lot of people like will believe, we are going to be in this hamster cycle of mediocrity for as long as it may continue, as long as people like Arteta are at the helm, as well as having owners like, you know, like we do. You know, like I think there can be a slight caveat to say that they have, rather, I think it's a slight caveat to say that they do have the capability of investing in a manager and in a team, but it goes back to such poor business acumen to give an unproven novice $750 million and the entire keys to the club. So they certainly have a lot of responsibility to bear, but ultimately, like a lot of it comes down on Arteta, simply because the Cronkies don't really know much about football, let alone give a shit about football.
Yeah.
And they must have just thought at the onset, okay, well, you know, like we'll give this nice young spry boy from San Sebastian, you know, like a fucking Make-A-Wish, you know, like result, you know, like give him everything that he needs, and hopefully he will turn this club profitable. And if we win trophies, that's a plus, and that's probably the reason why they need to go as well, because as we know, and they verbalized it verbatim, they did not buy Arsenal to win trophies. And that is just as composite of the problem as the manager, who is beyond inept and incapable, and just as much of the problem as the mutant fan base that have been underwriting this mediocrity for the last 5-6 years. You know, I mean, all of it is symbiotic. So, so to that end, and I will close off with this, like anything that I can do to help your channel, to help any other channel, like that will basically push out Arteta sexualized channels. I'm always there. I got all the time in the world for that. Regarding my own channel, guys, I'm not gonna be creating an Arsenal channel, but I will be creating a YouTube channel for my career. So definitely stay tuned into that. If like a little preview of that. So I'm not sure how familiar the chat or yourself is with President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He was the American president during the Second World War, right after the Great Depression.
Name, yeah.
And he was notoriously known for having such a command of the radio. Rather, and at that time, like the radio, was like the largest, rather, it was the most prevalent method of communication like in that era. His speeches were so well followed that roughly 70 to 80% of the entire population would tune in every single time that he would give a radio speech. So these radio speeches, he would call them fireside chats. So what I intend to do, like in my channel, I'm going to create basically like a green screen backdrop image of a fireside, rather like, for example, like myself sitting in like a nice plush like velvet chair overlooking a crackling fire, and I'm going to be talking about public policy, which is what, so while being a doctor is just a moniker, like I gone to school for public policy and for political philosophy.
Oh, really?
Yep. And I'm not going to make that formal announcement yet, but I will be launching something very soon, something that I've been working toward now for the last 17-ish years.
Wow.
So, like both academically, professionally. So this is something that I've been looking forward to for a very long time, and I cannot tell you how excited I am to launch it. So, so I would say, like around like early July is probably when I'm looking to launch it, but it's gonna be really exciting.
We will be here to support, man. We will be here to support, absolutely, man. And like I said, thank you always for jumping on. Always welcome. I've told you that anyway. Especially when we do these type of shows, but anytime we will talk offline about fine-tuning this bingo. Big up Why Not, he said we're in a global societal epidemic of soy boyism and cockery. And that's a great way to finish. I believe that's a great way to finish. So thanks again. Thank you again, Mr. Seymour, Dr. Seymour Butts. Always a pleasure. Thank you to everyone in the chat. It's been absolutely lit today. Big up Knicks Football Club again for my first ever raid. Unbelievable. So we try and just move from strength to strength. It's gone on way longer than I wanted it to, but it's been enjoyable. And catch us back at 8 o'clock for the Chelsea Man United watch along, and then we'll probably be back tomorrow for another intervention. So again, Dr. Seymour Butts, salute yourself, big yourself up. The chat, world class. See you again soon.
Legends.
See you again soon, people. Big up.
Big up.